All right, so we live, chilling. I'm gonna mic check to make sure everything's good. Can't even find my own cell phone YouTube. All right, here we go. All right, so we live. All right, yeah, so we there. And today's gonna be a life talk, man, because I was watching another guy's live stream earlier today. He does. Let me close that door real quick. Let me close this door right quick. I was watching this dude's live stream earlier today. He's a sim racer. He does sim racing, and he got I think his name's Rory Alexander. That's what I was watching. This sim racer dude. I think he's probably live streaming now because Gran Turismo 7 just came out and he plays Gran Turismo. So and he got to talking today when I had him on, right? And he said, I thought the motherfucker was old. I thought he's a lot of. We're the same age, right? he's 35 or 36, something like that. And he live streams playing Gran Turismo with the wheel, and all that shit like that, right? And he gets to talking, and he was talking about, like his life and how he became, how he ended up where he ended up in life now. I mean, his life's not bad or anything, but he kind of wants to be a YouTuber. He would like his dream. Well, he was saying in the live stream earlier today that his dream was to be like was to do the live streaming thing, like I guess potentially full time based off of how he was saying it. But he has a wife and 2 kids and shit, and he had a mortgage to pay. So, I mean, I get that side, when you got kids and life catch up like that, and then based off how his life, from what he was going off of talking earlier today, he was going on about how, thanks everybody's tuning in. I just want to start off with this, with this pretext of why I even chose to do this today. He was talking about his life. And I quite honestly, it sounded like we had almost the opposite experiences, right? Because he was saying, I mean, he's a great dude. I'm not going intentionally like bash him type of shit. But so if I do, it's just because it's just me talking, not to like just tear the motherfucker down. Because y'all know people know how I talk. So anyway, our life was like pretty much different because it was just like the complete opposite. Where I think he said, when he was a kid, his father and like his father-in-law or something like that, both of them worked in these really great corporate jobs, and they were like directors and these leaders at work and stuff. So his whole life goal was to like impress them. I guess before he even knew it, it was his life goal to do it, right? So he went off and I'm sure he's working his ass off, buying, and he was saying he said he was buying shit he didn't need to impress people he didn't like, and it got to the point where he even bought like a Porsche and a car he just couldn't afford. But at the same time, he was worried about people looking at him, so that's why he drove the Porsche around. And he said so he worked his ass off, probably wasn't, I'm sure wasn't even happy, but just trying to live off of the thought that other people see me, so I must be good because I'm driving this car type of thing. And the funny part, the kicker came in, right? This is the part I thought was funny. And this is what I always say. See, this is the thing. I'm always that crazy motherfucker because I say shit like 10 years in advance. Like I was saying this shit back in 2009. And because me and him are the same age. I was that motherfucker back in 2009 who would have said that shit, and people would have looked at me like I was crazy for saying that. He said he ended up going off and becoming a director of some company, right? And he said, and the first thing he want to do was go tell his dad and tell the men who did it. And the first thing he found was like they just didn't even give a fuck. And I'm laughing because it's funny, but it's also like in life that's a reality. And I love how he followed up with that. He followed it up by saying well, at least he found that out when he was 32 instead of being like 52 and ended up spending his whole life on that shit to find out like, oh, this ain't shit for real. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people who get stuck in that, man. I would have got stuck in that. And the reason I say our lives were different is because society wouldn't society wouldn't let me in that world, right? Well, it was probably a mixture of two. One, I didn't have any education when I was like 19, 20. And then two, society, I just mentally never fit that world. I just never fit in with them. So so that gave me that extra push to go and be independent, like in that more like independent, self confident motherfucker, instead of like having to like rely on a place of employment type of shit, because they wouldn't let me in. Whereas like what. Whereas he was allowed in, and then on top of that, he had family that was already in there, shit like that. So he was allowed in. So and it's just that thing. The more comfort you get, the more uncomfortable you're gonna be later. You know what I'm saying? It's just that thing. But I was never allowed in. Because I tell my girl this shit, man. Like I tell my girl this, because she, she works. She gonna go on maternity leave in a little while, but I try to. I mean, there's good and bad to both sides, though, for real. And there's gambles and risks in any direction you decide to go in life. But he's a real cool dude, man. Like and of course his channels, like they're getting a lot more views. Anybody who's playing Gran Turismo or simulation racing, is their channels are seeing 10 times the views that they usually get, right? They usually get. Because I was watching him before this whole Gran Turismo thing. He was like my channel. He'd top out about 150 views at one time. He was a small channel like mine. But Gran Turismo is just like it's just bringing all this attention. So people who were getting 100 viewers for a live stream, they're now getting 600, 700 viewers for a live stream, because Gran Turismo is just bringing back all these people and bringing back the newer group who play Gran Turismo Sport. It's just brought in all these people now. But the guys like Jimmy Broadbent and Super GT, they're still just the fucking kings of that world. I remember I was watching Super GT came on, right? That motherfucker came on. As soon as that motherfucker he clicked go live, that motherfucker had donations out the asshole coming in. Hey, Super GT, but hey, that's a whole other topic. But yeah, Salami, yeah. I'm having a boy. But yeah, life is, man, like this life talk about growth and see that wisdom kick. Well, and here's another thing, because I got on this kick of because like I said, man, I was saying this shit 10 years ago, but in the US, I'm seeing on the internet, on YouTube, and this is multiple videos, so I don't know if it's completely true. But well, me and my dad talked about it too, but he was saying how what in America it's called the Great Regression or something like that. How people just aren't willing to go out and work anymore. They just don't want to do it anymore because for whatever reason. And I think he went on about that. Like he kind of fell in that mode too, because before this COVID shit, people were more easily pushed to go and just fit in with the crowd and going out and get and working a job, to buy shit they didn't need, to impress people they don't like type of shit. People just blindly follow. Whereas I was always a little bit outside of that. I always looked at working jobs and always seen it. And even back then, when I was 18, 19, 20, I knew that whole, you love what you do shit. People who say that, well, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life, and all that old goofy shit. I mean, it is true to an extent, but that wisdom side, when you deal with bitches, that wisdom side will tell you, look, dude, no matter what you do, you are going to eventually get tired of doing it. I don't care. You could be fucking the most beautiful woman you can ever imagine, and give it 3 months of constantly fucking her and being around her and dealing with her shit. Give it 3 months, and you gonna get tired. Just like anything you do for a living, anything you gonna do. I was always a little bit on the outside of that, because especially how I grew up. I definitely didn't grow up poor, but I definitely didn't grow up rich either. And I grew up in one of those areas where it was a big thing. It was kind of like this whole, well, what, career, what are you going to do for a career? And see, with my age, I was 18, 17 years ago. Let's say right around 2004 or 5 was when I hit. So back then, this was before the internet was a big deal, right? There was nowhere, this didn't exist as much like it does now, where it's just like second nature to just go get on YouTube or something like that. We didn't have that back when I was 18, 19. And on top of that, well, that brings its own, bottle of issues. But then on top of that, like my parents grew up with the ideology, okay. Even if I drop out of high school, there's a factory that's gonna go pay me 20, 25, $30 an hour. So like there was no real, and on top of that, back before I hit 18, like it was just known, like, look, you worked the job as long as you wanted to be there. Unless you did something wild or you just wanted to quit. Like people getting fired was like a fucking, was getting, like, you had to do something really bad to get fired, like back in them days. You know what I'm saying? It was a different culture. You know what I'm saying? Where now getting fired, that's just nothing. That's every day. It's no big deal now. But see, like when I was coming up, that whole like nobody could have predicted any of this shit, right? But it was pushed on us to like focus on a career, and then you just get in the career, well, you'll be good and blah 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 blah, and then in the story and blah blah, because that's what it was like for like my parents. Like it's like all they had to do was just go out and work a job and just don't get hooked on drugs, and you gonna have just don't get hooked on drugs and show up to work just at least somewhat near on time, and don't cuss motherfuckers out as soon as you walk in the bitch, and you gonna work. You were gonna work there as long as you wanted to work there. Unless you did something really fucking stupid, right? And it was kind of pushed on us, that mentality. And there's so many people in my age group, and maybe a little bit younger than me, who were just caught completely ass out with this shit, man. Completely ass out. Because the two cultures just didn't mesh well. And like I said, I was always a little bit on the outside. Like I always like second guessed and highly doubted that that there was actually like there was a legitimate heaven. Like I was always kind of like looking for, and people call me like a pessimist and all that. I call it being a realist. I was always kind of like, I was always hesitant about the whole, well, if you work a job you love, you never work a day in your life. Now here's the thing, like now there's some validity to it, but on the other side of it, like you owe, no matter, like I said earlier, no matter what you do, you are gonna get tired of it. All right, no matter what it is. And that was further validated by me going to school and learning the real numbers on this shit because of my profession. And they show you all this shit. And these are things that people don't know and people don't talk about. People are afraid to talk about because they're gonna get judged. People are afraid to talk about because they think they're the only one going. You know how many times, dude? This is my profession is literally to talk to people about mental health and life, right? That does not segregate from how much money a motherfucker has, what type of jobs motherfuckers have, and all this shit like that. So if you listen to anybody, listen to me with this shit, because this is my profession, all right? Money is not gonna fix all your problems. Having a girlfriend is not gonna fix all your problems. Buying a dog ain't gonna fix all your problems. Going to sleep under a bridge or live in the mountains ain't gonna fix all your problems. No matter what path you choose, you are gonna have issues, right? No matter what. Even if here's the thing. The perfect example, and it's still my favorite Twilight Zone. I made my girl sit down and watch it. My favorite Twilight Zone episode is a nice place to visit. A nice place to visit. And then the next one, and I say for RedPill shit would be the glove cleaner. The glove cleaner where the dude was crazy about that woman and spent $1 on a love potion. And then and the glove cleaner was the potion to get the bitch to fall out of love with him, and the dude charged like $1,000 for that, and that was how he made his living, because people want that heaven. You know what I'm saying? And some motherfuckers, they'll say that episode was great because again, like it was this dude, he was in love with this bitch, right? In love with this bitch. Bitch didn't give a fuck about him at all, right? and he was so out of his luck and all this shit. He was so out of his luck. That he went to this dude to buy a love potion. And the dude was like, oh, he goes, oh, let me guess, you want the glove cleaner? He goes, no, I want a love potion. How much is it? He goes, oh, it's $1 and it's too expensive at that. You know what I'm saying? It's too expensive. I'll only charge $1 for it, and it's really too expensive for that. He goes, oh, but will it make Sharon love me? Will it make her love me? Oh my God, I just love Sharon. She just looks so beautiful. I just want her to love me. He goes, okay. Well, here, I'll sell it to you. And he sells it to him, and he like spiked her drink to put it in there and shit. The bitch fell in love with him, and he got tired of her. And he went back. He went back to that bed and said, "Where's the glove cleaner?" The glove cleaner was like, you know, the cleaner from you, like the cleaner off you. He goes, the glove cleaner. That's $1,000. And he bought the shit. He said, but that's my, because, you know, this is back in the 50s, $1,000. But man, you put 3 kids through college on $1,000 back when that show was made. He was like, oh, that's all my life savings. I don't know what to do. And he's like, okay, fuck it. And gave him the money to get the bitch off him. That old man was wise. Yeah. See, that's that wisdom. That wisdom and knowing that is that wisdom. Cause okay, everybody's gonna want love. And everybody thinks they want it, but nobody thinks they don't want to be. Nobody thinks that they don't want to be loved, especially if they never had it before. Especially if they never had it from the type of person they wanted. Everybody thinks they want love. You know what I'm saying? That's the easy thing to sell, is that. Well, look at OnlyFans and, you know, all these Instagram tramps, you know, Pokemains and all that shit. Selling just the slimmest glimmer of love is easy to sell, right? But selling that glove cleaner, see, you can never tell somebody that they gonna be in there and try to buy some glove cleaner. You can't tell that motherfucker that. Just like him. Let's like homie in Twilight Zone. You can't tell him that. So and a month later, that motherfucker's back in there and spent his whole life savings on that shit. That's that Twilight Zone. But again, no, but back to the heaven and hell shit, man. That's my favorite episode is A Nice Place to Visit. And I think everybody should watch that episode. I think that should be mandatory in school. Well, here's the thing. If they make something like that mandatory in schools and motherfuckers start picking up on the realities of life, there's so many scams that the new 18, 19, 20-year-olds won't get bamboozled into falling for. Because they've been done watch something that has some actual wisdom in it and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because A Nice Place to Visit, I'm going to go ahead and spoil it. A Nice Place to Visit was this bank robber who he's robbing banks, you know, hence the title, bank robber. This motherfucker was robbing banks, and the police came and they popped him and killed him, right? But he didn't even know he was dead. And then, you know, and this white man, this white suit, fat white dude in white, well, back then he would have been considered fat white dude in white suit came up and picked him up, you know, big white beard and all that shit, and said, come on, let's go. And the bank robber didn't trust him because he was on that dirty shit. You know what I'm saying? He don't trust nobody. So the man in the white suit takes him, and he takes him to a beautiful flat that has everything, and then whatever food he wants, he can have it. He can get everything he wants, right? So the bank robber slowly gives, you know, he slowly, you know, accepts it, because, you know, you gotta remember, this motherfucker, he lives amongst thieves, and thieves can trust nobody in this culture, right? So he slowly, you know, gets off of it and trusts the man in the white suit, right? So you know, the episode goes on. He goes to the casino and he wants to win. So he wins every time. He gets the beautiful women. He wants a beautiful woman to dance with. Of course, he was fucking them. They couldn't put that in the show back in the 50s. But he was fucking the pretty bitches and all that shit. And he was getting everything he wanted. And then to fast forward like 2 or 3 weeks, and he was sitting at a casino, and it goes like red, black, you win again. And he's like, okay, yeah, I get it. Mail me the money. I don't care, right? So as the episode goes on, he's like, no, wait a minute. Like, so he talks to the guy in the white suit again. He calls him Fats. He goes, hey, Fats, you know, I'm just bored. There's no risk. I can't lose. I get everything I want, right? So then he wants to gamble and with a chance of losing, but then he's like, you know what? Well, it's not the same because I know I can lose. Like, hey, this place is this isn't fun. I'm getting everything I want. I'm stuck in this place. He goes, you know what? I'm thinking heaven really ain't made for me, right? And he goes, oh, what made you think this is heaven? Because they can't say hell back in these days. It was like this. No. He said something like he goes, you know what? I don't like this place. I think I'm better off going to the other place. And the dude in the white suit goes, oh, what? This is the other place. What you talking about? And he's, they start laughing. They do all that shit, and he's like trying to get out because he's locked in, and he can't. And the last fucking statement was, "This is a man who has to get exactly what he wants for eternity, and he has to live with it in the Twilight Zone." That's hell, dude. Getting what you want. Okay, it's hell to get what you want and being stuck with it. Getting exactly that and being stuck with it. That's hell. That is a definite. That's hell. Like getting what you want and then losing it or throwing it away and then go out and do it again. That's heaven. And that's why many philosophers will argue that we're actually living in heaven now. And as far as what man can perceive. Because we have that complete loss of knowing, and literally every day is a gamble. 80 even male porn stars sometimes don't want to. What you're saying, 100% true. Oh, dude, yeah, this is what I tell you. Yeah, the white beaver. Well, I'm reading on the other screen. Did I make that shit? Oh. Well, hang on, let me move because I can't read it. I can't see the name. Justin. Yeah, yeah. That's why I say, dude. I say it all the time. Even if you had the most beautiful woman in the world, the most beautiful woman in the world, and you were stuck with that one beautiful woman, you don't get tired of her. But see, that's the way. So back to the dude who was doing, the line. I'm gonna read. Hey, thanks for the tip, Autism. Thanks a lot. I'm gonna read that when I get done with this statement. But thanks a lot, man. Much appreciated. Yeah. Back to homie Rory Alexander. I think he has a great fucking channel. I think he has a great channel. He's an older dude. He just plays sim racing and talk a little bit. But today he was talk. That was the most I ever heard him talk about something real, right? And but here's the thing. Like, I mean, I get that too because it's YouTube and people. You got to be careful how you phrase things because it's easy, and no matter how you phrase it, somebody's gonna take it the wrong way, or type of shit. It's just the reality of it. But this was the first time he ever talked that in depth on it, and from what I gather, he was not a victim, but he was just COVID was his opportunity, like many Americans in this whole great regression or whatever the fuck it's called, where people were forced to sit in the house and think. You see, whereas I always kind of had that, but I get how some people didn't have that either opportunity to be able to do that or whatever the fuck, or just get that level of insight on themselves. But this whole that whole year when motherfuckers was losing their jobs and losing everything, and they just sitting down and just with their own thoughts, motherfuckers started really thinking like yo, do I really need to go buy that Porsche for what reason? Do I really need that motherfucker? I mean, I like it, it's cool. But do I really need to go work and be somebody's bitch for 50 hours a week so I can so I can drive this slightly nicer car, so I can, hopefully trick somebody into thinking I make a lot more money than I really do and that I live this Instagram luxury lifestyle? Do I really need to do that? You know what I'm saying? And motherfuckers are really sitting down and thinking, and he did the same shit. I mean, I'm glad he is better late than never. I'm glad he did it at 30 something. And he did like how he said earlier. He didn't wait till he was 50 and fucked around and seen that shit. But yeah. Let me read this this tip from Oxus. Thanks for the tip, man. AD, where you been? Where you been yesterday? I waited for you. Also, what do you think about Russia-Ukraine war? This is real shit. What's happening? Do you think it's Ukraine's fault? I also say Putin is mentally ill because the oligarch and generals are afraid of him. Oh, yesterday, man, I'll be real with you. I was just burnt the fuck out. I ain't talked to my girl for 2 or 3 days. I ain't talked to anybody for 2 I was just burnt the fuck out. Because again, like with my field in this profession, like the work is really you. You know what I'm saying? Like when you go work and like in accounting or some shit like that, the work is work, but it's not like you doing it. You know what I'm saying? It's a part of you doing it. So like with me, like I just got burned the fuck out, man. I could just 1,000%. I ain't talked to anybody. I ain't go anywhere all day the last few days. I just stayed in and I could do that. I could just lose track of days. So what do you think about Russia-Ukraine war? Well, it's fucked up. I mean, I make jokes about it and shit, but no, it's definitely fucked up. And it's definitely gonna get a whole lot more attention because it's just for the given reason. That y'all heard me talk about. I think I got to release that last live stream I did on Saturday, but it's gonna get a whole lot more attention, a whole hell of a lot more attention. I made a joke on Facebook, right? I thought this because I never go on Facebook. I was going on Facebook when I just stayed in there and talked to anybody, and because I would donate. So now it's like all these donation groups that are asking for money. Now, when you see those donation groups on Facebook, go to like the react emojis and look at all the people who laughed, and it's like all people from like legit areas that got fucked up and nobody gave a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Until it happened to Europeans. No, we had to fight for them. You know what I'm saying? Go and look at the laugh reacts. Go. And it's fucking disgusting. It really is. It's fucking. I mean, again, it's fucked up that it's happening because they humans still, right? But anybody who goes through that is fucked up. Because I make light of because I always end up saying something silly about it. But no, I mean that is really fucked up, man. Like for anybody to be in that position where you so. Because they really ain't in this other position where I was trying to help motherfuckers out at, but like where I was helping motherfuckers out at, like they legit had like no money and no help and nothing, right? Now at least them Ukrainians like they got that whole Europe that's gonna come and just yeah, you can come live with us, poor people. You come live with us for free. The motherfuckers walk outside. The motherfuckers walk outside with a sign say free room. Like, damn, for real? Are you like? See, here's the thing. The brown people of the world know how fucking disgusting that looks, right? But the thing is, like, the majority, they don't see it. Like, they just like, well, how could you even talk like that? Like, for real. Motherfucker, you will walk to the fucking airport with a sign that says, 1 free room, 2 free rooms. Are you fucking, like, it's disgusting, man. Like, it's fucking gross. It's fucking, like, just how how they just throw themselves to just help them motherfuckers, right? But I mean, on the other end, it's fucked up. Don't get me wrong, because they still human. Yeah, because they still human. Because I was texting a friend I got back there, and they finally decided to leave. What was that? I think Saturday. But and I was talking to my dad about this, right? Because this goes a lot deeper than any world news is gonna cover. All right, see, the world news ain't gonna cover this part, right? Where I'm getting ready to go with it. As I was talking to my dad about it. Okay, one, the whole theory of just getting up and leaving, right? Motherfuckers be like, oh, well, they should just got up and left. You're like, yo, like if you was in Germany, France, Italy, US, UK, Canada, some shit like that, where that money is powerful, well, yeah, you just get the fuck up. Well, one, it's a little easier with that, but. Even if, because I told my dad this, okay, let's say back in the U.S., or let's say this happened in the U.S., and y'all could have left, right? Y'all could have left, right? L-E-F, right? Left, right? But no, it was time to evacuate. And the men didn't get banned only. Let's say everybody can leave, right? Let's say everybody can leave. Now, let's say you can leave, but guess what? Your sister can't. Your sister can't. For whatever reason, your sister can't leave. Now, when you're truly hit with that reality that you can get up and leave the country while it's being bombed, but your sister can't, or your brother can't, or your nephew can't that you raised, or something, and for whatever, maybe they need medication and they can't leave and go too long without it, or y'all can't afford both tickets or whatever the fuck, both plane tickets to get the fuck out, whatever the reason, like they can't leave. Like, could you actively get the fuck up and leave knowing that you leaving them there, right? I mean, really think about that shit. Don't think about it from this whole, like, playing a fucking video game and saying, okay, well, I need to survive for my character to live and all that shit. No, like, this is real. Like, think about it on a real level. You can leave, But your brother can't. Let's say he's in he's paralyzed or whatever the fuck. Something happened where he can't leave. Maybe he's scared of planes. Whatever the fuck. But he's just deciding he's not leaving. Maybe he just loves his country that much where he said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna stay here with my country." Whatever. Your brother can't leave, but you can leave. How many of y'all could like seriously walk out that fucking door, get in your car, go, knowing you leaving them behind? Right? That's a whole demographic in itself, right? And on top of that, you got the added benefit because you speak English. So wherever you go, you gonna find somebody who's gonna fuck with you and all that. You see what I'm saying? So the other part where this is fucked up, where people don't, the world news is never gonna talk about this, and I don't think a lot of them Americans go over there even thinking about this part. Let me take a swig real quick. So the other part is the average wage in Ukraine is only going to be, like, most people only going to make about $400 max, right? That's a general. I'd say, yeah, the most people won't make over 450, the equivalent of $450 a month, right? So you now have to evacuate, and you evacuating to the west. Now think about this. The average wage in Poland is, I think, is about $1,500. Let me look it up real fast. Average. Oh wait, shit. Hang on. Let me use my phone. The average wage, but it's definitely a lot higher. It's definitely a lot higher than that. But let me just Google it since I'm in a live stream. No, shit, I hate that. I can never, if anybody's from Poland watching, I can never translate. I can never keep track of the Polish zloty. What's this? So it says about $2,000 a month, which I didn't know was that high, the average wage. So let's break it down to more reality. The average wage for most people is probably gonna be between, I say probably about $1,200 to $1,500, right? So if you from Ukraine, your average wage was more times than not, motherfuckers they ain't gonna make over $400. Let's just be generous. Let's give it $500, right? For the motherfucker working at Bella and Tesco and the grocery store and shit like that. And we ain't talking about boat drivers and the Uber drivers. We talking about let's talk about let's just be optimistic and say they make $500 a month, right? First off, most people are living month to month. But let's also be even more optimistic. Let's say they save some money. So their average wage is about, let's say, $500 a month, optimistically. So let's say they had, the one individual person had $2,000 saved up in the bank, right? So, and let's say they can, use it on a bank card. They don't even got to go to the bank and get it because, let's just be real, other motherfuckers probably ain't even going to respect their paper currency now because it's just so in flux, because that's a whole other topic. But they probably won't respect the paper currency. They'll probably respect the cards. So let's say they take their $2,000 and go transfer to Western Europe, right? Let's just say Poland. Let's use Poland because a lot of them are going to Poland. Well, the average wage there is double at least whatever they earn, right? And on top of that, whatever the Ukraine person has saved up is not going to be a lot of money. So guess what's going to happen? They going to end up stuck in Poland, right? Or they're going to try to bust them out and bust them around and send them here. So, because because they in their feelings now. Oh yeah, come over here, yeah. Like I said earlier, give it about 2 or 3 months. Watch, you're going to hear stories about, they done shipped them out, bust them here, try to get them the fuck out. Because, there's the other part the news ain't going to cover. Those Ukrainians going to Poland, don't be surprised if a lot of them Ukrainians don't speak Polish. Right? So, they going to go to Poland with their little $2,000, which is not much more than 1 month's salary in Poland, based on that average. But let's be optimistic. Let's say it's 2 months. How long you think this war gonna go on? You think it's gonna go on for 2 weeks and they gonna be able to just go back to Ukraine, everything gonna be fine? No, this shit gonna be going on for months. All right, but okay. But even then, let's be optimistic. Let's say Putin just says, you know what? My bad, y'all. I'm going to just go ahead and stop because I was tripping. I don't even know what I was thinking, and just walk the fuck out, right? Just hey, troops, we really was tripping, troops. I don't even know why I told y'all go do that. Y'all know how I be when I don't get my Metamucil. Oh, my bad. I was tripping. Y'all know how I be when my blood sugar get low. I be tripping sometimes. Y'all, you know what? Just get out. Click, and they just leave. They just leave you and don't do shit. Just bounce. Well, okay, how long you don't think it's gonna take for a lot of them Ukrainians? First off, to get shit back. Well, okay, because they got so much money from around the world, they're gonna get some money to ship their own people back. But then they go, where they going? Okay, they play. A lot of them places have been bombed, fucked up. Jobs been bombed. I'm sure some places been bombed and fucked up. That's a fucking mess, dude. That's a fucking mess. And that shit is. What's up, Jen? That shit. That is a much deeper mess than world news will cover. Or because a lot of people just ain't ready to handle thinking about all those deeper intricacies about this shit. Like I said, get that shit about 2 months, and them Polish people, they gonna be tired. Them Polish people, they gonna be tired. They're like, oh my god, get out! I'm just tired of looking at you. I feel sorry for you at first, but I can't keep this up. It'll get the motherfuckers out. Cause okay. Think about see that whole living month to month thing, that's not just America, that's a worldwide thing. Most places in the world, majority of the population is living month to month. Or they might have 2 months, 3 months saved up. Most people, right? So now these Polish people are are bringing in all these families and shit to come live with them when they was barely making it before on their own. Now all of a sudden they supposed to have all this extra money for these people coming over there to come live with them. And like I said, let's be optimistic. Let's say them people coming there, let's say they got a little bank card or something, and let's say the banking situation is actually working out. Because let's be real about it. The banking situation, that could be even more fucked up than they lead on the news. All right? But let's just be optimistic. How long is that money gonna last? And on top of that, when that money runs out, what they gonna do? You know what I'm saying? So now you in Poland, you are Ukrainian in Poland. There's a good chance you don't speak Polish or English, because them Ukrainians, they speak Russian and Ukrainian. Trust me, I was there. All right. So where they gonna go work? Well, Russia done been shut off from the fucking world. You know what I'm saying? Where they go? So now they stuck in Ukraine. They done ran out of their Ukrainian Gluvnia. They done ran out their little money, and now they stuck living in somebody's house with no money, nothing, and that's gonna be rough. See, motherfuckers ain't thinking about that shit yet. Nobody thought about that. You want to have a call-in show? Yeah, I probably do one tonight, man. I'll probably do a call-in show. In the 180 video, he said that some girl was touching his shoulders in the club and he shrugged and yelled, oh, her face melted. Most guys are afraid to put women in. Oh, yeah. Yeah, do it, man. Jen, I can see the comment up here, but it doesn't show up in my stream. Oh, here it is. Okay, just show. I got a coworker in Poland. They said that they are really proud how the Polish are going above and beyond to help the refugees so far. Yeah, because it's been a week. Yo, it's been a week. They ain't had no time to get tired of the motherfuckers yet. That's what it is. That's what it is. It's been a week. They ain't had no time to get tired of the motherfuckers yet. That's what that is. Like that's my immediate opinion and guess on it. Because just thinking about that, logistically speaking, that is going to be a fucking, like I said, even if Putin decided to just say, you know what, my bad, I was tripping. Let me just get y'all up out of here. I don't know what I was thinking. And they just go back to Ukraine. Like that is going to be like, that is a big mess. That's a big mess. Because so what the Ukrainians even, are they even able to work when they're actually in the process of seeking asylum? I don't know if they're actually able to get work in countries, because I never looked into that part of it. Because seeking asylum, that's a common thing in Europe. But if you're seeking asylum, are you actually able to work? Because I've never been in that situation or know anybody like that was specifically in that situation. If you can work while you're seeking asylum. I want to ask how they truly feel, but that's not coach. Yo, Jen, here's a yeah, because they probably not gonna be real honest about it. And on top of that, like it's only been about what a week, about a week and a half, 2 weeks, some shit like that. It ain't set in. See, that whole reality ain't set. And I bet you they ain't think about everything that I just talked about, because they just seen war help done, but they ain't think about that whole scenario yet. You see what I'm saying? Like I bet you they didn't think about that. Hey brother, I'm a retired Army veteran. I want to ask if I move to Europe, does the VA ship your meds overseas? Freshness AH. I want, because I looked into that, and I honestly, it's gonna take me time to remember. So I don't want to tell you anything wrong and lead you down, because I looked into that, and I can't exactly remember, to be real with you. But I'll tell you, is while you're over in the U.S. now, set up what's that shit called? Because I still ain't set it up for real. I just be telling motherfuckers I did over here, but I ain't set that shit up. The health insurance, because you get health insurance over. Your health insurance is valid. They got like travel, like I forget what it's called. I can't remember what that shit's called. But look up like VA, like VA health insurance, like international, some international health insurance shit. But set it up while you're there. It's gonna be a lot easier when you're there than when you over here. If you can, go to a VA and just if you have some free time, freshness, go to the VA and tell them your situation and you try to do it, and they should direct you to the area that handles that international health insurance plan shit. And I don't want to say too much, but I'll say this. I don't think that I want to say that they can't ship it from America to you here, but I think they can ship it to a military base somewhere over here, and then that base can then ship it to you. I want to say that's true, but do not believe me, because I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. All right, because I'm not. Don't take it with a grain of salt, because I haven't actually done it. But I want to say I don't think they could just send it directly from, let's say, like Houston, Texas, to Czech Republic. I'm pretty sure they can't do that, but I'm pretty sure they can ship it between the military, or maybe they can. I don't know. But if you have spare time, go to the VA and ask them and tell them Okay, here's the thing. There is definitely another military veteran who needs medication, and they live in Thailand or some shit like that. You are definitely not the first one. Okay, so I'm sure there's some way like they're gonna take care of it, especially if it was caused by them. They're going to get the medicine to you. Okay, it's just I don't know exactly how. And again, like me and you, we were not the first ones with this situation. AD, I think the EU, Germany said they want to open the labor market to Ukrainians. Cheap labor. Well, yeah, Dark Rebel, yeah, cheap labor. Yeah, and Germany, yeah, I see, here's the thing. I just don't care for Germany when they do shit like, because my opinion with Germany is they just on this whole penance thing. They hoping the world just forget about that whole stain on history that was Hitler. So they just and they got the money to go, for various reasons, they got the money to just throw away on shit. So I just don't. As soon as something happens, I already know Germany coming with $5 million. That's just a given. You know what I'm saying? Like, you already know. You know what I'm saying? You already know if any world breakout happens, everybody know. Go to Germany. Ask them for some money, and they gonna be okay. Well, will you stop bringing up Hitler? If we just give you this, will you stop bringing it up for once? Can you just stop making movies every 6 months and putting on Netflix about us? Can you put up some nice shit of how we gave you motherfuckers $5 billion? Because think about it, the only time you see anything that has anything to do with Germany is when Germany was on some we think we elite racist shit. That's the only time you ever hear German. I've ever heard it. But there's some great movies that come out of Germany, though. There's some great shit that comes out of there, but it never makes it the mainstream. The only thing that makes it the mainstream is movies about the Holocaust. And most men know that Mercedes and BMW are built there, but a lot of women don't even know that. My girl didn't know that either. I told her. Oh, wait, let me read this. My bad. Oh, shit. I'm missing the comments. AD, please Google Lonnie Willison. She was Hollywood star, 10-year red carpet, fake boobs. Heidi now is living homeless. What's your take? Instagram model next 10 year. Instagram model next 10 year when new younger Tired of women come and take their place. Let me look up Lonnie Willison. Oh, let me switch this. I have no idea who this is. Yo, anything can happen though. But here's the thing, man. Like, see, when women go homeless or women go to, can y'all see that? Yeah, y'all can see that. When women go homeless or women end up in, like, when women end up homeless or go or in prisons or anything like that, pretty much, whenever a woman is suffering because of her own actions, she did something really bad. All right. Whenever, okay, what is this? Okay, so here, this is like a good article to read. I just farted. I got gas. I ate some ramen noodles. I love ramen noodles, but they always fuck my stomach up. See, like I said, man, look, whenever women in the world have to suffer from their own actions, and it's like some borderline, like it's a reality punishment. Yo, that woman did something bad, all right, or she has like serious, legit mental issues. Let me open this window real quick, cause I turned the heat on before I started this live stream. Yo, that woman did something bad, man. She's been sleeping rough for roughly around 3 years. As photos wheeling around Shop Charlie. Oh yeah, she did something real bad, or she had some serious issues before she walked up in there. It's one or two. She did something real. You mean tell me she can't suck a dick real quick and get her rent paid looking like that? She did something real bad. If worst come to worst, she'll find some dude in fucking Oregon to just move and suck his dick and be driving new Dodge Chargers all day long. You know what I'm saying? Just because she just you look like she took a bath and she's skinny and it can do a little bit of makeup. She did something bad. In 2014, the police were called in the couple's home after alleged attack by Jeremy on Lonnie. Okay, so Jeremy ended up whooping her ass. Lonnie alleged that Jeremy strangled and beat her, breaking 2 of her ribs, but she didn't press charges. The couple broke up directly. Okay, the big brother said, so she got her ass whooped. Yeah, and let's be real, Jeremy did not. Jeremy, see, this is the reality of this shit too. Okay, see, Jeremy did not he wasn't just sitting down, just chilling, and just went, you know what? Well, it can happen, but I highly doubt this motherfucker was just chilling. Well, you know what? I'm gonna go whoop her ass and just start beating her like she did. Like, what, Lonnie? What did you do, Lonnie? What the fuck did you do? That's always my first question. What did you do? Because motherfuckers just don't be sitting around just chilling and just haul off, start breaking ribs for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, but okay. But like I said again, even with that, she did something bad. She did something real bad. She did something awful. I ended up having to quit my job as an assistant to a plastic surgeon. I couldn't work out or take on any modeling jobs. I didn't go out with friends or do anything. I was in a very bad place. Jeremy would be thrown out of Big Brother house for exposing the breasts of another contestant. Former model. Okay, yeah, that's fucked up. But I haven't seen it, so I don't really know. On the show and Lonnie called out his behavior. I didn't report him when he attacked me because I was scared. She said, speaking to this son, I was in a bad place emotionally, and I didn't want Jeremy to go to jail. Okay, well, now you know what? Now that last part did kind of paint that picture, and that's what I said. This is what I would talk about in live streams before. See, usually when women are genuinely getting like domestic violence cases, when they're truly getting the shit, when that shit truly happens, the woman will protect the man. See, and that is the deep reality on it. Though when women are truly getting beat up, right? When she's truly getting beat up by a man, she will protect the man. And this is just the real, like, and this is what I've seen so many times before. The domestic cases, the domestic violences where the men actually go to prison and all that shit and get locked up and all that's usually orchestrated to fuck him up. But when the women are genuinely getting beat up, they'll protect them. They will protect them. And here's the thing. It really is a weird. It really is like here's the thing. Like this whole women and that moral shit. Like women's morals and reasonings and logics are completely backwards from reality. You see what I'm saying? It's usually completely everything in the dating market and the dynamic between men and women, especially what's turned into now in the West. Everything's totally backwards, dude. Everything is totally backwards. Like I said, when women are genuinely getting beat up, she will protect the man. I had a family member that went through that shit, man. I had a family member and homie ended up breaking her leg, tried to blow up the house and all that shit. And she and I was the only one saying, oh yeah, I was the only one saying she's gonna go back to him. It was like, no, they won't, because I'll go and beat them up and all this and all that shit. Hey, guess what? I remember I was walking to the store and I got a phone call. Yeah, you were right. She went back with him. That whole, man, like, dude, I'm telling you, whenever women are like, but by the, okay. By the time they end up in prison, jail, by the time a woman has to actually deal with the consequences of her own action, she either fucked up one time really, really, really bad. No, well, I know, yeah, really, really bad, or she's been fucking up a little so much that it just got annoying and motherfuckers just got tired of her and finally punished her type of shit. Can you read the Bella Knox story? Yeah. She sleeps under a bridge now in L.A. Yeah, Danny, that woman fucked up. 80. Okay. Oh, that was Snide Feathers. Yeah. So hey, thanks for the let me answer this. The next part is, what's your take on Instagram models next 10 years when younger, hotter girls take over? Oh yeah. So I brought that up in a live stream a while back. My prediction is, what's gonna happen is this. My prediction is women, like I did in last week's live stream. Women's whole thing is especially now, it's this push to look for some type of mental disorder. And so now they can hop on that mental disorder. Well, now they don't have to take responsibility because it's the mental disorder's fault. See, it's that fragile female ego. So where I think where it's gonna lead to next is they're gonna push because what's slowly gonna happen, I think, is this. While they're chasing Instagrams and TikToks and all this shit like that, they're not actually learning how to do anything, right? Other than dress up to look cute to get fucked and let other people see them. So, and smiling. All that silly shit, right? So what's gonna happen is there's gonna be a higher influx of fucking of women who genuinely have no jobs, no skills, no traits. So what they're gonna do is they're gonna push and say, oh well, the men aren't hiring us in jobs when the bitch don't know how to do shit. The next stop is gonna be looking for government funding to give X influencers free shit. I'd say it's probably gonna go in hand with giving women free shit because they fucked a bad boy and had a kid. I say it's gonna be in that same realm. If them being influencers is gonna damn near be a reason for her to expect to get free shit from the government now. It's gonna because when you deal with women, it's never their fault. Nothing. No woman will ever phrase something to you and include that she did something wrong in it. Right? I was telling my girl how pathetic my ex-wife was. I ever tell y'all this story about my ex-wife? About how pathetic she was? With this, especially with this story? I'm going to tell you, because I told my girl this. But I told my girl, I said, look, well, and before I told my girl this story, I said, remember, this is a woman telling me this story. And you as a woman, you cannot tell somebody a story of something that happened and make yourself out to do something wrong. Like, woman's brain just can't handle that complication, right? So this is what happened with my ex-wife. She had a nice house. Well, it wasn't really hers. She had this guy probably 8 years before I got there. And the guy he's a Czech dude, and he came from some money, right? And the guy lived in Prague and, had his own flat in Prague. And he got with my ex-wife, 8 years before I ever got here, right? He got with her and bought her a house and put the house on her mother's land, right? Which is a huge, for those of you who know, that's a huge no-no. But he did it. And he was the co-signer for it, right? So my ex-wife never made a lot of money, never. She got by off being Czech and having big tits. That's what she lived off of. And she told me this, and I'm totally not making this up. First off, she was mad at him because he screwed her out of so much, right? And this is her telling me what happened. She told me that he had his own flat in Prague and he still wanted me to pay him rent. Okay, after he bought a house and put it on her mother's land, he still wanted me to pay him rent. I said, well, how much he wanted you to pay? It was like 6,000 Czech crowns, like $200, right? To live in his flat, eating his food, using his microwave and stove, and mad because she had to pay that money on time after he bought a whole fucking house on her mother's land. You gotta fucking love bitches because they're so dense. And here's the thing. Here's another thing I want to tell y'all too. My girl never seen Back to the Future, right? And so we watched Back to the Future, and I was breaking down to her the realities of men in the dating market, right? So y'all remember Marty McFly, for those of you who ain't seen Back to the Future, Marty McFly goes back in time and he fucks around and accidentally becomes a love interest of his mother, right? But his mother, he went back and he went like 30 years into the past. So he's like 17, 18. His mother's like 17, 18. His mother was supposed to meet his father, but meets him instead on accident, right? And so Marty's like trying to coach his dad at the time to be, stronger and better and all that. And the dad's like, well, I don't know. What if I... Yeah, and Marty's saying like, no, just be a fucking man. Like be you. Do something with your own courage. And he's like trying to hype. And so I was breaking down to my girl. He's laying in the bed. And I'm breaking it down. I was like, look, see, why the fuck does Marty McFly's mother deserve any of this? What has Marty McFly's mom done to deserve these two guys sitting up fighting over her? She looks cute and they want to fuck her. That's it. But and I broke it down to her. It was a Saturday. I said, look, women, the whole dating market is backwards. Like, women don't deserve love and get it easily, even whether it's immediate or it might take some time. But for whatever reason, women don't deserve love. They get it. Men deserve love, but don't get it. And they have to strategically sit up and plan, well, what if I did this? Well, wait, you mean to tell me that this? And Marty's sitting there trying to tell him, yeah, do this, Dad. And he's like, oh, no, I'm sorry. No, you're not my dad, but just do this. And, and he's like seriously like thinking and trying to come up with, you see, I told my girl, you see this? Men actually have to sit around and create a strategy to go get love. Where women, all you gotta do is just take a fucking bath and sit down and wait for it to come to you. And then on top of that, right? On top of that, and I was breaking down why the mom kept falling for Marty McFly. Because Marty McFly turned into the accidental badass. He wasn't focusing on her. He was doing what he wanted to do and causing messes, pile-ups, and all types of shit. and on top of that, all the girls come out and say, who is that? And Marty McFly's mom fell for him even harder. I was breaking all this shit down to her, man. And, and then she stalked him. She followed his ass home or followed him back to Doc's place and came knocking on the fucking door. And that's what I broke down to her. I said, look, when a woman likes you, dude, she would, Batman and Sherlock Holmes won't be able to figure out some shit that woman will when she likes you. That woman will figure out everything. Batman, Sherlock Holmes, and Einstein be all huddled together in a group. They have to employ MIT, Yale, all the motherfuckers that come to Stanford. They all got to come together. They got to hire interns to come help out to figure out this shit that this woman didn't figure out when she's into you. AD, you show me women acting entitled for everything. Everything is just like a child acting entitled. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Jack. But here's the thing, man. It's easier. Kids are easier for real, man. Because in the end, like a kid just want a video game or, some toy or some trinket, and they go off in the corner and play with it. You can do that. Whereas when you have to be with a woman, women, they gonna read all into why you don't feel like talking today, why you tired, or are you mad at me? Are you mad at me? It should, the women are far more, in my opinion, it's harder dealing with the woman than it is dealing with a small child. For real. Like it's really easy. Okay, depending on how much that woman's into you and all that, you have an easier time raising a small child than you will being with a woman. like I get why some dudes, they just adopt and just stay alone, and you know what I'm saying. So just because everybody wants to raise something and build something, you know what I'm saying. So I get that. Well, yeah, man, that life shit. I was watching that life shit earlier. That's deep. That wisdom. Here's the thing, man. With that life shit, like I said, that wisdom kick in. Okay, because I don't know if anybody's seen, but I posted that music video by Stromae. I don't know how you pronounce it in French, but I posted his video, and it was I've been playing that shit since it came out. I did that with the last two videos he came out with last month. And his new song is about his perspective as being a man whose mom was a hooker, was like a legit sex worker, and she died. And he's at the funeral, like talking about it. It's a great fucking song. And where I'm going with this is that artistic ability over here, at least over here. I haven't been, too many other places, but over here, it's just on a different level. Because I went back, because I was thinking about that song, They Don't Love You No More, that it had Rick Ross and Jay-Z and all them in it, and DJ Khaled. And I went back and listened to it. Like, I just can't even listen. I just can't even listen to a lot of American music. Because it just doesn't, you just can't find many good, the creativity is just not there, man. Like, okay, I get it. Like you want a nice car. You got a nice car. You got fucking necklace. Whatever. Like, I get it. It's fucking old. It's fucking boring. Like, grow the fuck up. Like, because I see motherfuckers they compare Stromae to Kanye West. And I said years ago, I said this. Like, look, Stromae in his worst music, in the worst thing he's ever made, 5 seconds of the worst part of the song is better than anything Kanye West did. Anything. I mean, I'm not trying to hate on Kanye West. I hope he gets, everything he wants in life. But that artistic level is just a whole different. The lyrics is just a whole different level, dude. It really is. It's just. And there's some artists in the U.S. who can, who are good lyrically. But even then, like the level of creativity of not just rhyming certain words, but like what you're actually fucking talking about. Like American, like a lot. I'm sure there are some American artists who can keep up, but most of them can't. Most of them can't. Or if they can, they can't do it for long. They can't do it like their career ain't really. They just can't do it for too long. But yeah, now I forget what it's called. Because if I play it, they're gonna block my channel. Because I'm sure it's copyrighted. But yeah, I just can't get into it. I just can't get in the U.S. and back, my home country's art. I just can't do it. It's just fucking awful, man. It's not, well, like I said, there's some good shit there, but And I was thinking this. The weird part is like, every time I get on live stream, all I ever talk about is Eminem and Alan Watts. But then like in my off time, I got like it's a whole Apple Music library of other shit. But all I could ever think of like when I'm talking is Eminem and Alan Watts, you know. But yeah, no, like I remember. Oh, it's this female band. It's this female French group. I like their shit. LEJ. Go look up LEJ. The first song that got me that I really liked of theirs was Acrobats. I love that song, but they do kind of more of that acapella thing. But go listen to Acrobats by LEJ. It's this French girl group. Fucking love their shit. Love it. Love it. I was actually learning French from that song because I love this so much. Like the beat, it's just great, man. I was living in Chescalipa when that came out and found it then. If my visit was well planned, he fit a nice beat with lyrics and flow. Oh yeah. And my thing is like Mo, what's up, Mo? And the thing is like for me it was the beat and the topic. Like who would have thought to make a song like, you know what I'm saying? I mean maybe I'm sure somebody's probably done it before. Because like for every one person you hear is great, there's 500,000 others who just never got that same luck in life. Because I was real into Wood Kid too when that Assassin's Creed trailer came out. That Iron, I got real into Wood Kid for a while. And I didn't even know he had another album that came out. I was listening to him earlier. I think I was listening Pale Yellow. That's what I was listening to. American music is better. Well, here's the thing. Okay, to be fair, C-Boy, I haven't listened to Kendrick Lamar like that. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm from the few songs I did listen to him. Like there will be like a couple little catchy lines of explaining poverty or explaining, wanting something better. There's a few catchy lines. I'm not gonna act like it's not, but overall, like it's just that in-depth creativity. Like it's like they just don't even know how to even do it. like it's just like they're just so bad. They clearly don't know how to do it. So they'll just try to like just sound really different in the next rap song. Like, I can rap like this now. I can rap like this now. And then I can talk like this. Like, motherfucker, like, shut up. Or I can distort my voice. Like, it's like, man, shut the fuck up, dude. But they just don't have that next level of thought in words and shit. Yeah. Eddie, what do you think about Women's History Month? I know it's Women's Day, what, today or yesterday or something like that? I mean, I really don't care about it. Every day, well, in the West, every day is Women's Month. Women's History. Every day is Women's Day in the U.S. Whenever you can go to work and know you ain't gonna look, if you can go out and you ain't gonna get certain punishments in the world, well, it's your day. It's not. Why the fuck are you getting a specific day when literally every statistic proves that man is going to get more harsher punishments, harsher dealings, larger fines than you? Every day is your day, bitch. Why the fuck do you deserve? Why do you deserve a day? Is your ego that fragile? I don't get it. I was listening to what's that motherfucker? KL. I stumbled on him. What's that motherfucker's name? I think his name's KL. Hang on. I stumbled on his shit. Just like LT. When there's a million of us, just NF. That's his name. NF. I stumbled on him. I like that. But even then, it just kind of like I like this shit, NF. But even then, it just kind of like maxes out at a certain point, and it's just like, okay, this is just the same shit. I'm gonna turn this off. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I never found I never found legit music artists until I got out the U.S. where I could listen to the whole thing all the way through and truly feel. The only time I did that in the U.S. where I listened to the whole album all the way through and completely loved it because every song completely felt different, was I think was College Dropout. But wait, they Kanye West CD. They had Hey Mama on it and all that. I thought that was really creative. I thought that was me and a friend. We sat down in his living room and just listened to the whole album straight. But most others are just trash that I found. Hello, what about the bras that went to Dubai and are having to stay back in Ukraine? Yeah. Have you seen how the media is pressuring the UK to take in more Ukrainian refugees? Oh, Kevin, yeah, man. Like, look, I said that a while back, man. I don't see them doing that. Because the UK is already a huge hotspot for and just from the simple perspective of like the reason why they would want to get out just from my simple, not completely, I'm not trying to claim I'm a politician or or severely into the world thing. So take my opinion with a grain of salt, but you gonna spend $15 billion on this European Union just to go give it to poor countries. So that's money just pretty much gone out your pocket. Then on top of that, you letting in all these refugees who you got to foot the bill for them. And then you got to spend money on getting them up and building them up so like that's just money going out different ways. So on top of that, now you trying to bring in more motherfuckers when you know what I'm saying? Like, no, I don't see them doing it. And I know they're gonna pressure them. I know, yeah, I'm not shocked. Yeah, they're gonna pressure them, and I highly doubt that. Here's the thing. In my opinion, the only way they will do it is because of political pressure. But even then, the UK, they went through so much. I just don't see them doing it, man. And they up there grilling them and all that, because they up there grilling them for help. Why they going to you? Why the fuck they even going to the UK? You know what I'm saying? So many other places they can go. Why they going to the UK? Why they running to the UK for all that? How come they ain't going somewhere else? Why they go? You know what I'm saying? Why? Go to fuck somewhere else. Why the fuck you all on the fucking UK's nuts? You got at least 27, 28 other European countries for this shit, and you all up in the UK's asshole. Get the fuck out the UK's fucking ass. God, like, because they trying to get that superior white money. That's what they after. Why the fuck you going to the UK, Ukraine? Get the fuck out the UK's asshole. You trying to get them superior white money. That's where you trying to go, and they know it. Right? They ain't falling for that. And I love how slick UK motherfuckers be too when they be joking. I love how slick they be. Like they'll be so slick they'll offend you dead to your face, and you ain't even but they'll do it so slick you ain't even know they just did it. With that accent and how UK motherfuckers are extremely cunning in how they talk, right? like their speech is extreme, like it's extremely deceptive and evasive, like how they'll talk. Like I love that shit, man. Yeah, man. They trying to get their ass out there. They out there trying to get the fuck out the UK's ass. All these other countries you can go to, y'all all up in the UK. Why aren't you helping? Well, we don't want to help. We don't want to help. How about? Did you think about that? Maybe we don't want to help. Oh, I gotta help now. Well, maybe I don't want to help. Was y'all trying to help them UK motherfuckers that went out there and got stabbed and robbed and got charged £200 for a fucking beer? Did you forget about that, Ukraine? Did you ask about that? Did you maybe old fat US and American motherfuckers don't want to help you. What happened to that? Last month we was all dumb and fat. What happened to that? Did you forget about that? We was all dumb and fat this time last month. Did you forget about that? You ain't have a problem robbing, stealing, swindling, selling out everything a month ago. Don't get me started on that dumb shit. This time last month, we was all dumb and fat. It's so true. I live in Manchester. Yo, yeah, Is Czech taking refugees? Yeah, I think it's 10,000 of them here. I seen 10,000 here, something like that. They gonna take them. Yeah, and that's rough, man. Like I said earlier in the live stream, that's a much bigger mess than emotions will allow you to see when you start thinking logically about it. And that's just my dumb ass coming up with my own opinion. That's pretty much gonna be fact. All right, I'm not a refugee professional. This is just what I see. Like I said, them Ukrainians come out. What? Yo, think about that shit. Them motherfuckers don't like I said. Okay, they gonna come. Let's say they come to Czech Republic. Them motherfuckers don't speak Czech. They speak Ukrainian and Russian. Them motherfuckers don't speak Czech. So what they gonna do? They gonna come out they gonna come out here. They gonna sit down. Right now, the country got to spend all this right after COVID and wallop the world with the tourism money that was coming in. Everybody's still trying to recover from that, and they haven't. So now you got these motherfuckers getting ready to come in, sit down, because I think Poland they supposed to have another 1 million coming in, right? What I think they had like 500,000. They projected to get to like millions and shit. So then, they're going to come here. They're going to sit down with their little $1,000 they saved up in the bank. And the average wage is $1,000 here per month. And now they're going to be eating off motherfuckers who were strapped that couldn't afford it already. Like I said, give it about another month and a half, 2 months. And they're gonna start playing musical chairs, shipping these motherfuckers to other countries and shit. Trying to get them the fuck out and go home. That's it. Everybody just all up in their feelings right now. That's what it is. That's it. Just think about the core logic. On top, like I said, these motherfuckers don't speak the language, so where they gonna work? They ain't got no money. They all right. They don't got no money. They don't speak the language. And if they don't speak English, well, that's just it. What they gonna do? Sit around wait for somebody to hand them some money? What they gonna do? Where they gonna go work? They sitting around gonna wait for somebody to come give them something, right? And in that process, motherfuckers really gonna be trying to give anybody nothing. So they're gonna be getting on everybody's nerves. Everybody gonna be mad at them, but everybody gonna be too afraid to say it. Watch, ain't nobody got the courage to say it, but they gonna get tired of them, and they gonna start playing musical chairs. Oh, I think there's a shelter down the street. We running low on money. Can y'all just go check it out? Can you just see the schedule? I think they open at 8. I think I see it on the internet at 8:30 a.m. Just go check it out. And lock the door when they leave on their ass. Watch. That's rough. That is a big problem, dude. That's a big issue. That's much bigger. That's much bigger, dude. That's much bigger than the news. See, everybody all up in their feelings now. And like I said, okay, because it's eventually going to be over. And at some point, they end up going back. But even when they go back, okay, how long is it gonna take to read? On top of that, they gonna get aid from the world. The world gonna give them some money. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's gonna come give them something. But even with that, to get all that shit back up, running and moving and pumping properly again, that is a big fucking mess. Obesity rates, George or Jorge, you pronounce it Jorge or George, but I seen that in Mexico, they're really pushing that Coca-Cola and all that shit, like the soda pops to kids and all that shit. The president and Congress had to pass a law putting warning labels on food with excess fat and sodium. Damn. That's gangster. 80, you ready to be a father? You never really ready. But sure. I gotta pee, man. I'll be right back. Let me turn this ad on, which y'all can still hear me, because I don't know how to turn the mic off. I gotta pee. I'll be right back.
Oh, girl, I am rich and I am sexy. Don't you want to be like me and have rich men want to fuck you too? Well, stay tuned. Hi, my name is Jamilia Musayayavayava, and I can teach you how to have rich men want to fuck you too. Are you ratchet as fuck? Do you stink? Do you smell bad? Are you bad at dressing? Well, pay attention to my quick and easy steps on how to get men, rich men that is, to fuck you, or at minimum, buy you shit. Ooh, girl, I am rich and I am sexy. Don't you want to be like me and have rich men want to fuck you too? Well, stay tuned. Hi, my name is Jamilia Musayayavayava, and I can teach you how to have rich men want to fuck you too. Are you ratchet as fuck? Do you stink? Do you smell bad? Are you bad at dressing? Well, pay attention to my quick and easy steps on how to get men, rich men that is, to fuck you, or at minimum, buy you shit. Ooh, girl, I am rich and I am sexy. Don't you want to be like me and have rich men want to fuck you too? Well, stay tuned.
Yeah, man. Sympathique. Sure and wide. What's the average weight of a female there in USA? It's 170. Damn, Dark Rebel. I didn't know that. The average, the average weight of a female in the US is 170 pounds at 5'3". So I think my girl's like 5'5". So 5'3" is about what was that, like 150 centimeters? Because I'm 170. I don't know. I can't keep track of that shit. Because my girl, she's 5'5". AD, you can't defend us being fat. I can see you prove the fatness here in the South, in case you forgot. But yeah, that refugee situation, that's gonna be rough, man. That's gonna be rough. And I want to talk about that whole life thing, man. Like from what the live stream was doing earlier today about you know, because that wisdom kicked in with him, and he was on some shit like, you know, he just didn't care anymore about buying like all expensive shit to impress people he even like he grew out of it, and I'm glad he did, you know, before it was too late. Because like I was saying earlier, a lot of people, it may not click until they be like until you know, they end up like 40s and 50s, and they wake up, be like, wait a minute, I did all this for this. Is it that and I think that was an unexpected thing of COVID, because COVID forced a lot of people to sit down and think, and actually, because for one reason or another, they just gonna be sitting down, they gonna put more thought into shit. So many people over the last year and a half learned how to cook, learn how to clean, learn how to sew, learn how to do all types of shit that they would have never had time to do, and more importantly, they had time to sit down and think and realize, okay, like, wait a minute, do I really need, like, me working my ass off for this money to go buy some more material shit? Is that really worth it? Like, is it really worth, like, what am I really gonna do when I get this new iPhone? Like, well, I already had an iPhone before that, and you know, or a perfect example, that Apple shit. I think it was an Apple state of talk. They had a new Apple meeting, right? And I was watching the motherfuckers on YouTube talk about it, like talk about the new Mac Studio, or you know, where they just put two Mac M1 Pro M whatever the fuck and sold them together. Like, dude, here's it, man. Like with a lot of people with that shit, man, it's turned into nothing more than just a dick measuring contest. And on top of that, most motherfuckers don't even have a woman who can take all that dick. You see what I'm saying? but it's like, oh, can I make my dick bigger? So they're just more focused on making their dick bigger versus, okay, are they actually do they have anything to even put their dick inside? Or if they do have somebody to put inside, can they take all the dick? You see what I'm saying? They're like, it's just complete misdirection of value. So with this, like with these computers and shit, they keep, I mean, don't get me wrong, I mean, it's cool to have a lot of power, you know, in technology, but like, do you really need that shit? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like most people are just, most people with their computer, they're just checking email, if that, checking emails, social media, a text here and there, some texting fucking app, and that's it. So maybe it's like a picture here and there, which is nothing crazy. Most people have no use for the latest and greatest, you know, studio. And even on top of that, right? Let's look at the other side of it. Let's say, out of all the people in media making, right? When you look at all the people, when you look at it from that perspective, from the media making perspective, I would say at least half motherfuckers are purely doing it for hobby. All right, they're never gonna like make that money back. There's a lot of motherfuckers. Yo, perfect example. I was watching this dude's channel earlier today about he bought a cheap gaming PC. He bought a cheap from AliExpress. It was like $1,400, right? And dude's getting like millions of views. And I went to his page, like I got more page. A lot of people are not making that same money back. Like they'll put on that show that everything's like, you know, perfect and clean and crisp, and they're getting all that. But for most people, it's just not. There's no use in it. other than just pure hobby. Some people need attention. Perfect example. Some people okay, I'm not gonna say he needs attention, but I watch this one streamer, right, who plays video games. This motherfucker, okay, maybe he's just that one lucky motherfucker who can just sit up and just stream or play a video game like 24/7. Like, but that's a lot, dude. Like, to actively always be recording, playing video games, streaming, sitting in front of the camera like all fucking day, every day. That, like, I told my girl, I think he has a twin or triplets or some shit, because that is a lot. All right, there's a lot of people who are in this media thing just because they need attention, and they finally found that outlet to get attention. Which I don't say is nothing wrong with wanting attention, but at some points it just gets a little awkward, in my opinion. Because like I said, I just don't need that attention. AD, you being this red pill, do you have difficult time getting a girlfriend? Humor me. Well, no, yeah, my girl's pregnant now. Do I have a hard time getting a girl? Here, okay, here's the thing, Bruno. In the real world, I'm usually okay. I've always been awful with texting and online dating. I've always been completely like just, well, I think most guys are too. But in the real world, if I just like, my thing is this, in the real world, if I just start talking, that'll usually, like, it won't be long until motherfuckers start looking or trying to figure out what I'm doing, and it usually doesn't take too long. But if I only relied on like meeting people online, and I think most guys suffer from that problem, like I've always been abysmal with that. But I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'll still get shut down, locked out, all that shit too. I'm not gonna act like I'm like perfect in it in any kind of way. People here in Denmark are crying about the price raise of gasoline and heat while people are fleeing from war. I would love to hear your rant about that. Well, I don't know anything about Denmark. I know nothing about Denmark. I heard it's kind of expensive there though. Is Denmark where the bathrooms are like the toilet and the sink and all that is just in one big ass room? So like where you shower is like literally like in the middle of the bathroom. I think, is that Denmark? I don't want to say it's Denmark. I've never been to the country. I've never been to Denmark either. But there's one country like that where like that, and that's just like the culture. Like you go into the bathroom and it's like the toilet. Okay, for those of y'all in Europe, this might be, a little different from y'all. But like, okay, in America, a bathroom is usually like you go into just one room where it's like a toilet, sink, bathtub, everything's just in one room. But it's also like a kind of like separated. Well, I want to say it's Denmark where the bathrooms are set up where it's a common thing where you just go in and the shower is like literally like in this fucking ceiling right there, and in the sink and the toilet's all there, and you just take a shower like just on the floor, like just like that. I want to say that's Denmark, but I'm not 100% sure. No, Jack, I'm not talking about Ninja. I'm not talking about Ninja. I never did watch Ninja. I know who he is though. There's about to be a lot of Ukrainian and random European countries, mixed kids. Oh, yeah, Kevin. Yeah. And especially since they flee into richer countries at that. Yeah. You're going to have a whole lot of that. You should react to the Zoom to Thailand video about his Thai girlfriend. Okay. I've never heard of that, George. Jorge, George. React to the... No, that's George. Because Jorge would be like two J's, right? I can't fucking remember. Zoom to Thailand video about his Thai girlfriend. Here in South Africa, it's like that. Oh, with the shower? I saw gas price in Denmark. It was around $12, $13 a gallon. Yeah, I heard Denmark was expensive. I'm trying to catch him on the comments. AD, have you ever had a difficult time explaining red pill debate to men? Oh yeah, they'll immediately fight you. Actually, a friend of mine, he's a great friend, great fucking friend. But he's like, yeah, man, when it comes to that shit, like, well, because he has a history in customer service, so I think a part of him is just like really, really. I think like on a deeper level, he's just attached to that history and that customer service. And that's a field where you tend to, you got to be okay with just getting ran over type of shit, right? And he I remember I showed him facial abuse. I showed him the website, and he is like, as I said, no, women like that, dude, like, because I think he's kind of in that boat where he can't believe it. Like, he can't believe that women like to get fucked like that, and they actually they ask to come back. Type shit. And like that's always an awkward conversation, because like they don't want to believe, but he's a good friend though, so he don't, like, we don't make fun of each other about it and nothing like that. Like, he don't try to talk down about me, like, dude, you shouldn't do that and all that. Like, he doesn't do that. But I could see it in him that he would never fuck his girlfriend or wife like that. But they want it for real. That's the thing. At some point. I wonder how generous Polish women will be when they start catching their men with Ukraine women. Well, here's the thing, Jen. They well, they already have that. The Ukraine and Russian women already have that, and Czech women do too. But here's it: when you come over here, well, I say, okay. Here's the thing: when it comes to that selling themselves and all that shit like that, like, Ukraine and Russia, like the Czech women look down on them. And Czech women are known for doing that. But the Czech women look down on the Russian, Ukrainian women. Like, especially if you go to brothels. Like, they don't like all them Eastern countries. They don't like them women, them Czech bitches in the brothels. They don't like those women. Them Russian, Ukrainians, they already know. I remember I was talking to my girl. I was telling my girl, I was watching a Saturday Night Live clip, right? And Michael Che said a joke. He said he asked his Russian friend about it, and his Russian friend replied, "Michael, you don't pay me to talk, baby." And I told my girl that joke, and he goes, and my girl goes, "Well, yeah, they sell themselves, like like we know it, like, over here, like, so the Czech people. When I would go to the brothels, and there would always be some Russian or Ukrainian girls in there. They get looked down. All them Eastern countries, like, some of them, they'll trickle in and work in there if they accept them. But no, they get looked down on. But here's the thing, like, the world knows Czech bitches for being whores too, though. But the Czech women look down on them. They look down on them for that. Or Romanian women, Romanian girls in brothels. None of the girls in there. Very rarely, I'd say. A Romanian girl in a brothel here in Prague would be the same thing as as Master P going to Yale, right? They all gonna be like, they all gonna be like, y'all remember Master P? There's like Master P going to Yale or Harvard. They all gonna look at him like, oh, I don't know how they let him in, but oh well. But yeah, and Jen, I tell you, and I bet you, I bet you them Polish women are like secretly, they ain't gonna say it out loud, but they secretly thought about that too. I bet you they have. But yeah, I gotta check my audio real quick. But yeah, let's go back. I want to listen to this interview before I get off here, because it's 8:30. The Bella Knox interview. Let me catch up on these comments. Look up Allegory K. Will you be able to respond to Bella Knox? Yeah. I'm ready to do. Yeah, we're real rebels. I'm ready to do the Cause I skimmed over the article earlier, but we can go over this in a minute. It's funny that throughout time, history, culture, and languages, all men come to the same conclusion about the red pill. Yeah. Yeah, and the only reason, and in my opinion, the only reason it's even possible is that women age. If women didn't age, dude, they would get over with so much more shit. Like if there was a way that they could truly hide their age, in mental and physical, men would just never catch on to it. I think it would take a whole lot longer. But the fact that, see, this little girl right here is gonna age and be fucked up one day. The fact that she's gonna do it and men can grow and see the other side of it, that's what it's and even then it's difficult for a lot of men to see it, but it's still there. Who is this? This is Bella Knox. This is the girl who did the girl. So let's skim through this real fast. Can y'all see that? Yeah, y'all can see that. So let's skim through this real fast. And this article is from like 4 or 5 years ago. From straight A's to porn, student who put herself through Duke by becoming a porn star is now off to law school with a Lifetime movie to boot. So porn actress Bella Knox, now 22, is currently enrolled in New York law school. Knox shot to fame 4 years ago after it was disclosed she paid her way through Duke University with the profession. Troubling life details about Knox were recently turned into a Lifetime drama. The former suicidal teen has also acknowledged being a cutter in the past. More recently, the film star has been out of the spotlight while she focuses on her studies. A man who met Knox for dinner in Greenwich Village said she wouldn't stop talking about herself. Well, okay, yeah. So, well, yeah, of course, because she's getting all this attention, so it's all about her. Now, this is something, now my opinion on this right here, right? Let's just use the law school thing. She has no intentions on becoming any type of lawyer or attorney. She has no intentions on that. Okay? Because, see, when shit gets real, everybody knows the reality and who's what, right? So by the time you get like some legit serious court case, working with some, and you trying to get clients who got some real money, right? They gonna look at you and be like, don't hire the whore, right? But folks be like, don't hire the whore. Well, yeah, you hired a whore to be your attorney. What'd you expect? You know, let me see. Bella Knox, how do you pronounce that shit? She has no intentions on being an actual attorney. And she already knows that. But her goal is to go find a man in that school. Go find one of them teachers who's an attorney. Go mingle and get in that crowd who's doing it. She has no intentions on doing that. Don't get that shit confused. Because she already knows. Anybody with any sense is not gonna hire somebody with the background track record of getting throat fucked on camera. All right. Very few motherfuckers will do that. Very few. Not enough to keep her afloat. Okay, not enough to keep her afloat in that profession. All right, she'll get a hit here or there, but not enough to keep. But you know what's gonna keep her afloat? Finding that man in that field, or connecting at parties. Her whole thing is to go connect at parties and boost up the social ladder. It's that saying: if you shoot for the sky, well, you at least gonna be among the stars. That's what she's doing. That's what it is. The team at the time told DailyMail.com she was aroused by pain, as seen in troubling modeling photos taken prior to her career in porn. Well, and here's the thing, and this isn't anything special. Because also, see, think about this logic. If you were raised in a society that worships you, glorifies you, give you the cleaner bathrooms, the cleaner tables, the cleaner chairs, the cleaner room, they give you extra long smiles, give you extra more courtesy, they worship you just because you're a woman, well, at some point, you're not going to get aroused by that anymore. Like, at all. You're not going to get aroused. So what are you going to get aroused by? Pain. Like, you're going to want the opposite. Like I said, a nice place to visit. If you keep getting everything perfect, you're going to want something that's not perfect. It's just the reality of it. And the hard part is to tell men this shit. That's the hard part. Because they don't want to accept that. They can't let it go. So she had a suicidal past, financial setbacks, well, that's everybody. So she went to law school. So her ex-boyfriend that cheated on her told her she was fat, so she carved the word into her thigh, the user suggested. So she called fat. I think yeah. So she cut her. She's a cutter. Blah blah blah. I get that. Yeah. Okay. So let's just hear this shit.
Hi.
And who are you?
I'm Missy.
Missy, nice to meet you. I'm Jimmy. Welcome to Facial Abuse.
Happy to be here.
Yeah, well, let's see if you say that 10 minutes from now. Anyway, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. You're a little cuter than the pigs that we normally get. I don't know why someone like you is here, and I want you to explain it to me.
Because I'm a whore.
Well, obviously, but I mean, are you genuinely into this type of stuff, or is this just like a I need to get money and pay my rent type thing?
Part of it is needing to pay tuition, but the other part of me is a super closet freak.
So pay tuition, so you have a head on your shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to school. What are you studying?
Women's studies.
Women's studies. So you're a feminazi.
I'm not a feminazi, but I'm a feminist.
Okay, so what's a fucking feminist doing at Facial Abuse?
I like getting face fucked in my free time.
I mean, to me, if I was the professor, I would flunk you. I'd be like, fucking...
On principle.
Exactly.
I'll just blow him, it'll be fine.
Are you... Yeah, I mean, seriously, I like the cut of your jib, but I mean, is this like... You reading the fucking books they're giving you, or are you just winging it? I mean, doesn't this go against what you're learning?
I just love rough sex in my free time.
Yeah? And how does it make you feel personally to, like, watch degrading sex or see women being degraded and treated like shit and just objectified?
Hot as hell.
Yeah.
Listen, I like you.
Walking contradiction.
Yeah. Seriously, you are, but, I don't know, man. What do you do with a degree in that? You just go and blow smoke up. Yeah, blow smoke up other girls' asses.
I'd like to be a lawyer.
Yeah.
We'll see.
And
Or a porn star, a slut, or...
hey, lawyer, porn star, you know, all in the same realm, right?
Right.
So stand up. Let me have a look at you. Let me see what you're all about. You are cute.
Thank you.
Rarely will you fucking hear those words come from my mouth, but you are. I'm digging you. I'm digging you. Put together nice. Let's see a little bit of your body. Take off your top. Awkward, huh? Having men just stand around while you get undressed. I don't like your laugh. Stop laughing. Turn around. No, face me. You're thin, right? Mm-hmm. But how do thin people have, like, belly fat like that? Turn to the side.
Nice.
Chubby, look at you. Look at you. Look at this pudging out like that. That's fucking weird. I don't know.
I don't have belly fat.
No, you do. Trust me, watch the video. You're fat. Turn around. All right, here's the other.
Hey, I love that part because that was because you know why? Because okay, she can always just flip out and turn into a cunt whenever she wants to. But the fact that he took her down because she was already turned on by that because she was already getting off to the point of it anyway. But I love how he did that because I ain't never watched it. I've never seen it. But yeah, like it's just that it's just what I say all the time. Look. The only time a woman is gonna act right in any way is because because something is tearing her down. Woman literally, I say this all the time. Woman is not made to be built up. All right, what woman's past? She's made to try to build herself up, and then the world or somebody else strips it out of her. But she's not made for man to go out there and build her up because she's not going to appreciate it. If she had walked in there and Jimmy and them had been like completely glorified and all that, it wouldn't have been long before she turned into a complete just idiotic cunt, complete cunt. All right, if he had been because I was getting kind of scared, I was getting kind of nervous because you saying she was cute and all that, and it was getting ready to go towards the other route where she's gonna start losing respect for you and all that shit like that, right? I really felt like it was, but I love how he called it at the end and started making fun of her.
Thing we have to address You know what it is.
You say it came out years ago, Mo? I never. I think
Someone's
I've seen
been
it.
mean to
I
themselves.
like
Have a seat.
skimmed past it,
Oh
but
my
she's too.
God.
She's a little too
Have a
skinny.
seat. We see this a lot.
Yeah, she was a lot.
We saw it
fat.
we saw it yesterday.
Yeah, the girl yesterday was all sliced up.
I'm not fat.
Let's talk about this. Well, why does a pretty girl like you want to hurt yourself?
Well, it was a few years ago.
All right, so you got your shit together. I can respect it. But what happened a few years ago that you felt that was the best thing to do?
I thought it was fat.
You thought you were fat.
Yeah.
You are fat. I mean, you're like skinny fat. You know, like a skinny cow. You know what I mean? Like you're thin, but you have like that malnourished bubble in your belly.
Damn, you went in too. There's some deep ones there.
So you thought you were fat. So what would happen? Like you would want to eat a fucking
Yo,
what? I don't know. A slice of pizza, and you'd be like, nah, let me fucking.
I was emailing this motherfucker. Like, I wouldn't talk to this motherfucker again because he was writing me a while back. I gotta talk to him again, man. This motherfucker's funny. He was emailing me with that. What's that? Felicity Feline or some shit like that. He was emailing me like they text messages between each other and shit. But it make no damn sense. That's why I never put it on the channel because I couldn't make it out. But but this motherfucker's funny. I like him.
Dude, there's some deep ones there.
So you thought you were fat. So what would happen? Like you would want to eat a fucking like a. What? I don't know. A slice of pizza, and you'd be like, nah, let me fucking slice my leg open instead. No, I'm asking you honestly, because this always fascinates me. I want to know. Like, what would go through your head? What was the process?
It was more like if I ate, then I would like feel really bad about myself.
Well, you know, why didn't you like just, I don't know, do a fucking sit-up or something, jog around the block? Why'd you have to hurt? Yeah, and you just couldn't do it. But you thought, okay, you know, if I'm bleeding to death, then I'll run faster. Lose my weight. Okay, you're
I couldn't even check off this shit. I can't even because I'd be laughing the whole time. I had my dick in my hand. Wait, but yeah, she get ready to get fucked hard. This motherfucker is roasted. I don't even know how they start. I don't know how they did start laughing. What's the name? Bootleg. I don't know how Bootleg ain't start laughing. I'd be in tears, dude. This motherfucker. I don't know. Like, I mean, like you sit there trying to jack off, like, yeah, Gary fucked the shit out this bitch, and he is like roasting her, like, why did you just jog? Do you think you run faster if you was bleeding? Yo, I would be in tears. I'm almost in tears now.
And you just couldn't do it. But you thought, okay, you know, if I'm bleeding to death, then I'll run faster, lose more weight.
No.
Okay, you're obviously stupid. Just let me see your ass, because I know it's flat. It is.
Typical
It's
white
flat.
girl
Yeah,
ass.
turn to the side.
It is not flat.
It is. It is. You look like a fucking stick. What were you for Halloween? A pencil?
I was a Playboy bunny.
A Playboy bunny? A malnourished Playboy bunny with a fat belly?
Anorexic
Yeah.
bunny.
I'm not.
You are. You're a disaster. All right. You're into this, huh? Are you really into this? Don't you fucking bullshit me, because we know. Paulie's going to get the truth out of you in 2 fucking seconds.
Spitting in the bitch face, probably.
Hey,
Yeah.
bitch. Let me ask you something. What you think? How much fun did you have today?
So much fun.
Yeah, I believe you, too. So was it everything you thought it was going to be?
Yes, and more.
Earlier in the, well, when you and I were talking prior to shooting, you said, I asked you why you like it, and what did you tell me?
Love the look on the girls' faces.
You said you like the look of misery in their eyes.
Yeah.
Did you think you showed, like, misery? Because I do. You looked pretty fucking sad at some points, huh?
Well, sometimes.
How's it make you feel knowing that, like, there's going to be a bunch of dudes, like, jerking off to you now? Like, you're going to be, like, huge.
Pretty great.
Yeah? You're into that?
Yes,
Like,
ma'am.
just complete strangers just fucking blowing load after load, thinking it was
I
them.
wish
Like,
they were blowing their loads on me.
oh, you are fucking nasty. All right. Atta girl, Missy. Thank you so much for coming to our studio and shooting for facial abuse.
Thank you.
I guess you're back to your normal life now, huh?
Guess so.
All right, good luck with that.
And see, like, and this is the part I talk about before I start the video is see, a lot of guys can't handle that reality that women like that unfiltered, like when they get fucked, they like that, they love it, that unfiltered. See, this is why women are usually better at being mothers to small children. When their attention is directed towards that, because women love attention, and women love that unfiltered, I remember when it clicked in my head that, okay, like I see it now. I was watching a woman with her small child. It was a little boy, and that was when it clicked. Like, I just seen like the level of comfort the woman had in a little kid being bad as fuck and doing what he wanted. And like, pay attention to women when you see that. Like, a part of them, like, yeah, they're frustrated, but pay attention to their physical, just like their energy and signs or whatever. I can't even explain it, but you can just see them. The part of them is at ease. Like, they love it, dude. Like, they love it. But the thing is, they don't want to admit it because Beyonce's not admitting it. Fucking Ellen's not admitting it. Wendy Williams ain't on TV admitting it. So they're not. Okay. So all of them are in this position of like, oh, it must be wrong because other women ain't talking about it yet. You see, and then why? And then as soon as other women start talking about it, then they'll finally start to get open and say, I like it too. Yeah, I like it too. Yeah. They love it, man. They love it. But here, some women even go so deep to where she doesn't want to like it because she thinks that she's not supposed to like it when really she really does. Because I guarantee every woman you've seen, I guarantee you, she went on a spree of getting fucked like that at least for a little period of her life, at minimum. And usually when women get, okay, here's the other part about it. When women get into any extreme, right? So usually women's first sense of extremes is some type of oral sex, right? So you'll always hear the woman say, oh, I don't like giving oral sex. Okay. Now, the reality usually, when you talk to women about it, when you really ask them, okay, why they don't like doing this, why they don't like doing that, is because another guy before you told her she was bad at it or didn't like it. Perfect example, the friends with benefits I had before I had my girl now. I remember I was sitting on her couch and I tried to force her down to deep throat me. And she was like, no, I don't want to do that. And I was like, why? And she said, I don't want to throw up. So we kept going, and then she finally did it, and then she threw up, but she like drank it all back down, like immediately, right? So we talked about it later, and the story was that she used to love doing it, but she said Czech guys don't like that. So that's why she didn't want to do it. You see, when it comes to all this sex shit and all that, when it comes to all this, usually the only reason why they try to claim that they don't like something or they don't do, because all women are bisexual. Women are just life sexual. They'll fuck a lamp. All right, they don't care. They only say they care because they know you care and you're man and they follow man. So they're really, when you think you're following them, they're really following you. And they're sitting back and waiting on what you gonna do and how you gonna react and how you gonna respond. All right. Whenever women, if anyone tries to hit you with this whole, I don't like to do this, I don't want to do that. Usually, there are some cases some women may just not like. I can understand. Maybe I can kind of understand, like not liking anal. I can kind of understand because that is like a mental thing. Like a lot of people just can't get over. Some people just can't mentally get past the whole theory, which I can understand because it's where shit comes out. So I can understand that. To an extent. Because if a woman likes you, she gonna do anything for you if she's really into you, and she won't question it if you ask for it, right? But that whole thing of she doesn't like doing it, she don't want to do it and all that. Look, all that is it has, in most cases, it has nothing to do with her individual thought and reasoning behind it. All right. What it really has to do with is either she thinks society's going to look down on her for it, or another man who she did try it with didn't like how she did it. And her fragile female ego is so thin that she's too afraid to ever get rejected in that way again. So she'll just never do it again. That's the reality on it, dude. I'm telling you, every time. Megan Thee Stallion and Mr. Like in extreme content and even made a music video about it called Body or Sing. Okay. Well, yeah. Here's the thing. Most, okay. Straight vanilla missionary sex is not going to keep a woman. All right. She is going to grow, she's going to grow out that shit and want some wild, because like I say all the time, see, sex in itself is not exciting to a woman. See, as a man, when you're fucking a woman, like, you're getting off to her just being woman, her having long hair, her having an hourglass figure. All of that is stimulating to man, right? But from the woman's perspective, well, she just laying there. You know what I'm saying? Well, she just laying there. See, like, you like put yourself in her perspective of. See, as a man, you're getting off to maybe, because like my thing is, I like the way how some bitches bottom of their legs connect to their feet. Type of thing. It's hard to explain. Like when their foot is straight, just like lightly like pointed down, but they got like smaller feet. I don't like bitches with big feet either. Like, woman's body in itself is just arousing. You see what I'm saying? You can just come just from jacking off to women just by what they physically are, right? Just by what if she just puts on a long hair wig, well, that's it. That's all you need. You know what I'm saying? And you can jack off to that, or you could fuck her and you can come in it, come on it, right? That's all you need. It is just woman. But from the woman's perspective, she ain't doing shit. She just standing there, just being like she looking from the woman looking out, so she just there, right? So if she just keeps having regular missionaries, that's gonna be boring as fuck for her. She trying to get, folded up like a pretzel, get fucking dominated, get fucking choked out. See, that's why bitches, they it's more about the action with them, because they ain't looking at themselves and getting off to themselves, like, especially like while they're fucking. They're not getting off to their own jiggly legs while they getting fucked and jiggly hips. They not seeing that. You see, they just living in the moment. They just looking from the inside looking out. So that's why women get off to getting choked, getting spit on, getting slapped, because it's that action. They trying to feel that action. See, as a man, you feeling the sight of her tits and all that, but she don't get off to that. You see, and this is why women. I'm telling you, every woman wants to get fucked like that. Every woman. The main thing is they just too afraid to admit it. Yeah, they want to be, and they want to be dominated. Yeah, I agree with you, Javi. Yeah, they want to be dominant. Like, it's all the other it's about all the other feelings. See, with men, it's just about the visual shit. Like, men will just put up a poster of a bitch in a bikini type of shit, or a naked bitch. Whereas that it doesn't work like that with women. Perfect example, I was watching one documentary where they was trying, I think it was in Japan. I was watching a documentary where the women would pay for the males, but they pay for the men and just come sit down and talk to them and make them feel some way. See, for women, it's all about that feel. Like, okay, do I feel? Sometimes a woman just wants to feel weaker. She wants to feel like shit. Other times she wants to feel elevated. She wants her ego stroked. See, the looks really, see, when the shit hits the fan, the looks really don't matter that much, dude. Because like I said, the looks matter in these spoiled countries where the bitches are just bored. The bitches just get bored. But when you get to these countries where the bitches ain't got time to sit down and be bored, see, that the man's looks don't matter any. If anything, pretty boys are looked at more as being faggots than anything. When you get the countries that got lower money. When you get out there, you'll see a big burly motherfucker or a dude who's not a pretty boy, don't dress well or anything, and he'll have a decent looking bitch walking with him, and she'll fight for him and all that shit. When you get these countries where they don't got money like that, you see, what I'm saying? But see, like that whole and the whole pretty boy dynamic flips. I mean, there'll be a few here or there who can still make it work, but for the most part, them them women, they ain't trying to get with Pretty Boy Floyd. Pretty Boy Floyd's gonna be seen more like a feminized faggot to them, for real. You see, whereas in the U.S., Pretty Boy Floyd is gonna get all the pussy. Like, what was it? Was Charlie Murphy said? What Charlie Murphy said on that Prince video? He said, For the guy who looked like the bitch the most was getting all the bitches. Like that's how, because the bitches, they got enough time to sit down and be bored. Well, you know, feminism's gonna make a move this year. I think I make more money than this man. And like, because they got time to sit down and be bored. You see, you strip that bored element out. Oh, they see that whole man and the looks of me and all that shit goes out the window. Being 6'6", 6-pack abs and all that, they don't care about that. That's not gonna be anywhere near as important. I'll say that. Japanese hostess bar, is that it? Yeah, where the women would go. I think Mika. I only watched the documentary, so take my words with a grain. But in the documentary, the women would go, and the women had no interest. The women don't have the same level of interest in just pure random sex like that. Like they can from time to time and go on a spree, but for the most part, usually that drive, I'd say I say it's half. I say one half the drive is because some women just have a high sex drive, and then the other half is they're trying to get back at something that happened to them in the past and they weren't good enough to get a man. So now their whole goal is to get fucked by as many men as possible. I say it's probably about to toss up roughly and mostly in those two areas. But for the overwhelming rest of the majority of women don't get off on on purely just walking in and fucking. Like going to a brothel, just purely walking in, fucking and leaving. You see, we got that, but women don't find a lot of time enjoyment in that. Women, it's the whole thing is how it was dressed up to how she felt when it got to that point of doing that. See, for women, it's all about how they feel. It's that whole emotional roller coaster of what she's getting ready to follow, not lead. What she's getting ready to follow. That's that's her whole thing. Woman's whole thing in life is to seek out a ride that she can follow. To seek out an emotional ride that she can follow, not lead. No, I didn't say not find an emotional ride that she can lead. She don't want to lead shit. All right? She wants to follow somebody. I never pay attention to what women say, like or don't like. Just be you, man. If it works, it works. If it don't, it don't. If it don't, it don't. And because here's the thing, big black. Because when guys get to worrying too much, well, all that's gonna just transfer is that you waiting for her to lead you, and that's never a good thing. You know what I'm saying? So in the and here's the thing. And so even if you go out there and you do something that Bella Knox doesn't like, right? Let's say you go out there and or do something that Pokemon don't like. It don't necessarily mean that you did something wrong. A lot of times it's something that she did wrong or she fucked up or somebody fucked her up before you got there. So now she's like taking it out on you because she don't even know you. You see what I'm saying? And that's always been my perspective, my view on it. Because like I said, because what woman's core is just to follow and please man. That's it. She'll follow and please anything after that. It don't, but okay. But then a lot of girls, they got the whole dynamic of, well, how's this gonna look to my friends and my family? Because her woman's whole thing is social, that fragile femininity. She's always worried about what everybody thinks because she has to please everybody. You see that? And women never grow out. They never grow out of it. Their existence is built on pleasing. Their entire existence built on pleasing. You catch them on his comments. Don't forget glurt slurp. Yeah. This is Bella Knox. But okay, so then what happens is you get girls like that look like this, right? Now let's just now just entertain me for this, because I'm not talking about her personally, but just entertain me for this. So when you get girls who look like this, she wants to get fucked like that too, right? She wants it too, but there's so many other factors stopping her from accepting it in a lot of cases. Now, some girls, they don't have a problem with it. They'll still go out there and do it. But, okay, by the time she's looking like this, by the time she's looking like that, and she done got to smelling herself and feeling herself, right? By the time she's like that, there's a lot that goes into this dynamic, right? One being, okay, she knows she looks good. And she knows that she's she knows she's a typical, what they call like bombshell, whatever the fuck, right? She knows it. Now, going back to the social status, right? Since Beyonce's and Ellen DeGeneres ain't talking about how she fucking her wife with a strap on and throat fucking her. See, they ain't gonna talk about that on TV and all that shit like that because they afraid of getting judged. You see, Wendy Williams ain't talking about it. Fucking Rosie O'Donnell ain't talking about how she likes to gag on a dildo strapped to her girlfriend's pussy. She ain't talking. They ain't gonna put this. So all these bitches think that they the only ones who like it, right? And they ashamed and they're ashamed for themselves of liking it, because all of them think that they're the only ones who, unless they get lucky and get in a friend circle who's open to talk about it, all of them think that they're the only ones who like it, because they're never gonna really talk to each other about it, right? So the next step is they're ashamed of liking it. So now they think they shouldn't like it and they hate it and blah, whatever, blah, 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 blah. So they're never going to actually do it, which is going to add more to their bitterness and frustration in the world because they got to keep high. But sooner or later, she'll eventually find some dude off in a closet somewhere to go do it with and sneak off with it and have it done to her. But in her main life, she'll never be able to live like that unless she gets lucky and find the right dude who can, who's open. Because in that other level is this: when she's looking like that, guys gonna be more afraid to fuck her like that because she's cute, because she looks good, and guys are too afraid to be that next level gangster with her because they're afraid of running her off if they get too gangster. So that's where it kind of turns into a curse for a lot of women. How do you stop censoring yourself, AD? Well, my style is, well, I don't know. It depends on what day it is. But, I mean, if you just think it and you just say it. Okay, I'll start with this, Gundam Freedom. Well, first off, if you in the U.S., I would recommend censoring yourself. Because like I said, I think in a video a while back, I said, look, because in the U.S., see, women think they don't want you to censor yourself in the U.S., but the reality of it is, if she just don't like you, whatever, she can just go tell, and the next thing you know, you walking out in handcuffs, right? Because see, woman, she could say and do anything, especially in the West, woman could say or do anything. She has no skin in the game. So what was that bitch name? Evelyn or some shit like that? She had a whole article about nice guys beat around the bush and all this shit and all that. See, she could sit up and talk all that shit because, well, she has nothing to lose in the game. So all she had, like what women do internationally, they sit down and they wait for men to come and try something and decide if they like this one or they like that one. That's what woman does. Woman doesn't create anything. She doesn't initiate anything because she's pathetic, right? That's just the reality of it. So she's sitting there waiting on you, and you supposed to just walk up and just read her mind and know what she wants in 5 seconds and do it, but you don't know it. And then so what's going to happen is you be scared that you're going to scare her off and all this, which is just normal. It's natural, right? So what I say, the first step in fighting that is the first step in fighting that is and it's gonna be scary too, because you conditioned yourself to do this, to be like this, and most men will, at least in the beginning of life, you have to remember that no matter what you do, no matter what you say, and you really have to get this shit clear. You have to really deep down accept this, right? No matter what you do, no matter what you say, somebody's going to love you for it, somebody's going to hate you for it, and so a lot of people are going to be indifferent about it. Meaning, if you walk through a shopping mall and you said please and thank you to everybody, well, somebody's going to love you for it, somebody's going to hate you for it. Or if you start moonwalking in the middle of the fucking shopping center, somebody's going to love you for it, somebody's going to hate you for it. And let's go to the more extreme parts. If you decide to just pull your dick out and start jacking off, somebody's going to love you for it, somebody's going to hate you for it. Now let me dive into that to explain why. Let's say if you just walk into the middle, I'm not telling you to go do it, but hear me out on this logic. If you walk into a food court right now and stand on top of a table and say, "Attention, ladies and gentlemen," and just start pulling your dick off and start jacking off, somebody's gonna look and be like, "Wow, this motherfucker got all. How did he get that confident to even do that?" You know what I'm saying? Like, how did this motherfucker even have the courage to do that? And then some bitches be like, oh, I wouldn't mind if he fucked me up there in front of everybody. At least he got the courage to do it. And there's other motherfuckers be like, oh, he's such a fucking pervert. And there's gonna be bitches who really want to suck your dick, but she knows all the people around you might be thinking something negative. So she'll go, oh my God, yeah, he's such a pervert. You're gonna have that whole So in trying to not hurt people, you're just going to overthink the whole situation and then fall into nothingness in the reality of the situation. Like you have to be willing to do it. You see them, you have to be willing. Okay, here's the thing. You have to be willing to do it. There's also different contexts, right? Because, like, for example, I know this one girl, she has, like, real bad mental issues, right? And, like, she's on the verge of suicide. So some shit you can't really do, with somebody like that, because they might fuck around and catch them in a wrong mood, and they've been done, killed themselves that night. You see what I'm saying? Like, so there are definitely situations, if you know about to look out for. But the core thing is you always, okay, you always have to remember that no matter what you do, somebody's going to love you and somebody's going to hate you. And with that being said, they may never communicate it to you, right? For example, let's say just on this YouTube channel, there's some people who've been watching me since the beginning and just started writing messages now because for whatever reason, they just never communicate. And I never knew, but they just never told me. I'd never seen their name before, never knew they were even watching the channel. Or there may be people who watch the channel who never like the channel or donate or comment or do a Patreon. There's people who like and I'll never know them. So and I think that's the ultimate, that's the immediate next step to it is, one, no matter what you do, people are going to like you or hate you no matter what. Two, you can't wait for the validation of them liking you or not liking you. Because even with that validation, like I said earlier, with the guy who stood on top of the table in the food court to start jacking off, well, everybody who admires you for that ain't gonna come up to you and say, hey, I really like what you did, blah blah blah, all that. And on top of that, there's other there's gonna be a bitch in the crowd who's gonna go, she really wants to suck your balls while you're doing it, but she sees somebody else's opinion and she don't want to be judged by that other stranger, and she'll go, oh yeah, he's such a pervert, and she'll just do that when she really liked you for real. So in the end of it, I say, look, man. One, you have to remember that people gonna love and hate no matter what you do. And two, don't sit around waiting for validation. That's it. That was a long rant. But yeah, I would say, look, don't sit around waiting for validation. You have to censor yourself, especially in the corporate. Oh God, Genia, I feel sorry for the corporate world. And I want to work in the corporate world for real, but like I wouldn't fit in. But yeah, that's a beast. I'm basically a punk that doesn't say anything at work, as there's nothing to say to normies. Man, I mean, well, yeah, cause see, you at work, Dark Rebel, and that is that corporate world / all you, man, I wouldn't recommend doing it at work either. Now, when I know with that girl at Sinclair, my job was, I wasn't like sitting in one place. I got to get up and go and leave and do whatever I wanted. So, and on top of that, like by the time I would come across somebody, they was looking to me for help. So like it didn't really, things never really got to that level. You would fit in. No, man. Some people love me, and some people, and people will hate you for anything, man. People will hate you just because you have. Okay, there's a motherfucker right now who hates me just because I have the confidence to go do some shit. There's somebody on earth right now who hates me just because I had the confidence to fly out to Czech Republic. They don't like me anymore because I had the confidence to go do it, and they never did. You know what I'm saying? There's a motherfucker right now who hates me because I'm getting ready to have a kid and who's gonna be half American, half European, and all that shit like that. There's motherfuckers that's gonna hate you because you got a nice car. There's gonna be motherfuckers who's gonna hate you because of anything you have. They gonna hate you for it. I mainly work with guys, so it's a lot easier. Yeah. I agree. I mean, I act like I don't know RedPill when brought up with me at school. Yeah, I would. If you in the U.S., I highly recommend that. They pissed off just because you're happy. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, motherfucker will hate. Yeah, it's so when that censoring shit, man, like I mean, don't get like don't just be rude to a bitch. I like, you know what I'm saying. Don't just be I wouldn't say I wouldn't do that. I still be, at least at the initial meeting, like, okay, like with my version of being rude is just like, it's just to not make eye contact with a woman, don't ever look at her, type of shit, and don't even though I heard what she said the first time, just act like I ain't hear it. You know what I'm saying? Like verbalizing being rude to me is like, especially in the initial phase when you don't have a real reason to do it, that comes off as being more desperate. Like I say be rude, just don't, because that woman knows who all looked at her. All right, even when she act like she didn't know, she knows, because her whole thing is looking for attention. Just don't look at her. You know what I'm saying? And even if she talked to you, you ain't hear her the first time, maybe first 2 times she spoke to you. Make her have to get your attention. You see what I'm saying? Like that you know what I'm saying? Don't look. Or if Duke did a good thing, but Duke, they got their own. Not Duke. What's that motherfucker's name? Jimmy. They got their own thing at facial abuse. AD, crabs in a bucket mindset. People will hate that you didn't do the norm. Plus, you can actually speak well. Yeah, dark, yeah. With I guess you talk about me and speaking well. Yeah, it took years to perfect it, and I still fuck up from time to time. But oh man, yeah. I remember I had friends. I used to tell me I used to talk about I can move to Italy if I want to, and they immediately would like try to roast me. Or I remember a friend of mine. Yeah, I was just always on the outside of that typical lifestyle, of working 40 hours a week. I never fit in, man. So like every time I would like say something or do something, like it's the crabs in the bucket scenario. But here's the thing. Here's the weird part about that shit, right? The weird part is I could say when I was in that culture, I could say something and they would roast me for it, or laugh at me, or I'm crazy, or whatever, and then immediately go glorify somebody who had actually done it. Immediately go glorify somebody. Okay, like for example, okay, I could have been talking about. Well, I was talking about moving to Europe, back before I did, and I was living in Ohio, and motherfuckers like, yeah, you can't afford that, you can't do that, you can't afford that, whatever, blah, 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 right? And then immediately go worship another motherfucker who had actually done it. Like it's that crabs in the bucket. Yeah, you're right about that. It's that crabs in the bucket mindset. So and I remember at the time what I would do is like I was looking for their validation to like I was almost looking for their validation in I don't want to say looking up to me. At least thinking like that, but I was almost looking for their validation, and saying I could do it, right, instead of actually doing it. So then when I got up and I actually did it, and like I talked about this in the video a while back, when I actually got up and did it, well, what happens is a lot of guys don't want to talk to you anymore. A lot of your male friends don't want to talk to you anymore after that. Right, or they just get real awkward. They don't want to come around. When they do come around, they kind of just always looking at the ground, and you know what I'm saying. Because you know what I'm saying, it just gets real. But like the women, they immediately love it. They always got time for you. Like I said, I remember when a friend of mine's wife, a friend of mine's wife never spoke to more than 2 words around me until I got back from Europe. Now the bitch wouldn't shut the fuck up. And I remember I looked at her and I said, "This is the most I ever heard you talk in my life." Like I just didn't think she talked. I mean, I seen her, I knew her, and I knew she was cool, but she never spoke. But like I said, as a man, you have to become. As a man, it's up to you, and nobody's gonna come to you and make you become. You have to become, right? I remember when I got back from you, and we were sitting, because he was sitting over there, and she was sitting next to me, and she is talking. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I was just staring at her. I said, "Look, I don't mean to stare at you, but I've never heard you talk this much in the 10 years I've known you." There's that thing, as a man, see, now you've become, and to the guys, it's like, and when you go back and you try to meet you, okay, some of your male friends can handle it. Usually, the male friends who can handle it, either they've done it too, or their father or uncle or brother has done it, so they know how to live with it, right? There's a better chance they know, they close family, they've done it, so they know. But for those who didn't, or don't know anybody who's did, and you went out and did it, and now you come back and you sit in the same room, and they be on this whole shit of, because now they don't really know what to talk about. Because here's the thing. It's like, if y'all talk about what you did, well, then they don't want to talk about that because they don't know anything about it. But then if you want to talk about it, now you showing it off and you rub it in their face because they never did it. So it's like, it's hard to even sit in the same room with them. With a lot of them. Now, some of them, like I said, you every now and then you find one or two who can't handle it. And like I said, it's usually because they did it or their family members did it. So now they know, and they can at least entertain that theory. But Kanye is the GOAT. His music generation always has been fire. You insane. Hey, I like that college that Hey Mama, that was hot. But I ain't digging it. Hey, I'm glad you like him. I'm from Detroit and moved out. Can't confirm that people hate on you before you actually do it. Oh yeah, reality, yeah. Well, once you actually go out there and do it, then it's like, it's just awkward. Like, the women will always love it, and the only reason they love it is because like I say all the time, because you showed the ability to get up and go do something independently. And then you came back with a story to tell that you tried it. So once a woman heard that you did something, oh yeah, they're gonna love it. Some of them will try to act like you ain't nothing, but they really love it for real. Like, it's just in their biology. They'll try to act like, oh, you think because you did something you fancy now. Like, they'll try it and it's really funny, but stay around long enough and it'll come out. Oh yeah, I was intimidated by you. Yeah, that shit. But women, they'll get over it, whereas the men usually don't. They just never, they can just never accept it. You two are just never, you'll just never be cool anymore. You can't talk to them. And the women, they'll love it, but they love it for all the wrong reasons. At least 5 girls I knew in Detroit, you didn't get the fuck until you moved and came back. Yeah. Especially here in the States, more brothers need to travel. But we catch flack because most of the black community has this mentality of being stuck here. Yeah, Sonny, it's that. Yeah. The black community in America, especially, it's just fucked up, man. Especially with shit like that, it's fucked up. It really is fucked up because here's the thing, because a big thing in the black community, why the black community is fucked up with this, from my experiences, is because the black community overall, whenever you go into any music, any art, or anything, or any workforce or anything, like the black community is far more high strung on, don't you see I got a bigger piece of chicken than you? You see, like they're like, and it's just so fucked up and like in them to do, like, and they just can't get out of it. So I just gave up on it. I just don't even try to go fit in with. I just like I've just been just the Lone Ranger, most of my adult life. Shit. Like, because they're just too caught up on it. Like, don't you see? It all comes down to, well, don't you see I got a bigger piece of chicken than you? And it comes back. It's gonna come back to that in some form. And you can't save it. You can't help them. You can't help them. You can't save them. You can't, because if you do, you really just can't. You can't do it because they're gonna be too worried about what their friends think and all that, and then they all just get stuck in the area and they can't get out. I remember I went back to the U.S. and I was, and a big topic that always gets asked is about brothels, right? Everywhere. Well, when I go back to the U.S., that's always. So I remember I was at my brother's. I was hanging out with my brother and one of his friends, and like the first question all the time is, and they always try to slide it in. Like, it's that weird thing, especially in America, because especially in America, because men are so beaten down. America has beaten down men so much to the point where sex is like here's the thing. If you're a man, this is what America does to you, and women love it because women end up the victor in it. If you're a man in the U.S., anything you like is wrong, right? If you like it, then it's wrong. All right? If you love your job and you doing your job 40, 50 hours a week, you coming home and you paying for the rent for your wife and kids and all that, well, your job is wrong because you like it. You see what I'm saying? Sex is wrong because you like it, right? And I can always see it. It's like I can always see it. It's just thick. Whenever I go to America and anything about sex comes up, and it's like this immediate super awkward shit happens. It's like I immediately put on those beer goggles, those drunk goggles, those drunk goggles where everything be wavy and shit. Whenever sex, it's like I put that on. Everybody be moving like that now. You know what I'm saying? So. And we're down in the hood too. We're not in the hood, but we in the hood. It's like we're down in the hood. We're not in the hood. So for those on Cincinnati, we were across the street from we're not in the hood, but we're down in that hood, definitely in that hood element. We're down there across the street from Union Terminal. So for those y'all in Cincinnati, Union Terminal, where that old train station used to be the old train station. Now it's like a museum. But so when you're coming down south, you go right as the Union Terminal and left. If you go left like 2 blocks. All that hood element shit is there. Everybody walking outside with nowhere to go, plastic cups and everything all out in the grass. They might have cleaned it up. I don't know. I think there's a Church's Chicken over there too. And we was down there and they looking at well, we heard what about the brothel? It's just like this real awkward like asking about the brothels type of shit. Like But it's just that thing, man. Anything you like is wrong in the U.S. as a man. Anything the woman wants or likes, either it's right or give them 15 minutes and they'll come up with some mental manipulation to convince you that it's right. Exactly. I've gone lone wolf because of that type of shit. I do. I forget everyone else. Yeah. Yeah. In the U.S., flirting and sex is taboo. Oh yeah. As a man. Yeah. As a man, flirting is now. For a woman, well, she needs to be she's liberated. But as a man, anything you want, if you like a video game, you're wrong. If you like your job and you want to do if you love your job, you're wrong. If you want to flirt with this woman, you're wrong. If you want to have sex, you're wrong. If you want to talk about sex, you're wrong and you're a creep and you're a pervert. If you want to do this, you're wrong, because you're man. But if a woman wants to do it, she's right. She's liberated. Well, you can't control her body. You can't control her body. Yeah, is that shit. So whenever I go back to I feel sorry for you motherfuckers out in America, man. I do. I feel sorry for you. For y'all in or the UK, I feel sorry for y'all out there. I feel more sorry for Americans though, for real. Because at least in the UK, you can just you get a spare $150 and catch you a plane ticket real quick. And go to a brothel and at least get access to the real, or just come to the country and hang out for a while. You'll have that access, but in America, y'all just too far. Y'all stuck. You too far. Women will watch Love and Hip Hop, but shame you for watching Demon Slayer and playing it. Yeah. Women will watch a man juggle 15 bitches and watch that shit religiously. And they be mad in real life when some shit like that happens. Red says, a lot of people in the black community take a couple of trips their whole life, and if they actually do travel, it's the same. Miami, Vegas, yeah, or Atlanta. Yeah, the reality, if they're not from Atlanta is another common one. Yeah. Do you think that Michael Jackson would know how to handle a woman? No, absolutely not. Just like, was that Prince Henry? What's that motherfucker that got that Meghan Markle bitch? Yeah, no, absolutely not. Because he was relatively, in the fucking world context, he was born into wealth. As far as like the fucking world goes, no, he wouldn't know it all. But yeah, man, that black community shit is just, it's fucked up. Fucked up. But here's the other, but here's the part though, man. Like, if you especially you African American man, you get the fuck out and you go off somewhere. Like I said, when I was in South America, I thought it was weird because we would go to, as I told you, we would go to high schools, and them high school girls loved me. Like I remember, I told y'all that story about because that was the first time I matched on Tinder and I met a girl off Tinder. Okay, so that's how that story happened. Let me switch it on me because I'm gonna be off here in a bit. I remember I was on Tinder, and like at first, like when I first left the U.S., I was actually getting matches, and I was like, oh wow, like this is what it's like to be desirable. Like in America, most men struggle with online dating. I was like, wow, like I'm not used to seeing matches in Tinder. I can actually scroll. I can actually like scroll up the matches type of shit. Like for real, I didn't know that was a setting. Is this real? So I remember yeah, so I went to that girl and it was an age, I think she was Vietnamese girl, which I was so damn dumb I didn't realize she could be like Vietnamese Argentinian or some shit, like she was born in Argentina. And we did, and she ordered over like a Coke. So this is a Magic Mouse. The Coke ball was like that. So if you know how big a Magic Mouse, about half the size of a Magic Mouse. She ordered Coke, and we did Coke. That's the first time I ever did Coke. And got Coke dick and all that. And then the next morning, luckily, I had to go to school. To go talk to some kids, right? And luckily, the school was like literally like 2 blocks down the street, which was amazing. Like, because I just knew I was gonna be late because we stayed up all night, fucking off and on because I had Coke dick. I couldn't keep my dick hard, and which was scary if you never had that happen. And so I remember went to school every time because we went to rich schools and poor schools, and in all the schools, like they loved me. And I remember our tour guide said, yeah, Wendell, they love you because you're exotic to them. And like the girl, if I would walk into a room, like I was like Michael Jackson. When I walk into the room, all the girls came with their phone, want to take pictures of me, want to record me talking to them, and then of course like that's gonna bring the boys. So the boys, they want to come around and ask me about John Cena. Like, like John Cena's a big deal. Even this is back in maybe 2016, 2015, and the motherfuckers knew John Cena. As a little boy, they always want to ask about John Cena, but the high school girls, they fucking loved me. And I remember, because I was high, I was still fucked up off Coke, and I was tired, and I was getting sick. And I remember this one girl, she comes around the corner, she goes, hey, this is at the rich school. This is the rich school, because they wore the skirts and the dress shoes and all that. And the girl, she comes around, she goes, hey, can we take a picture with you? Oh, she goes, hey, can I take a picture with you? I said, oh yeah, that's cool. So she says, okay, thank you, and runs around the corner, and then all of a sudden, like these girls just are like stampeding out, screaming, they want to take a picture, and I'm like fucked up. Like I barely remember this shit. I think one of the pictures on my Facebook or something. One of them sent me one of the pictures. And in the poor schools, it was the same thing. The one girl, she would come out and ask for a picture. And this at the poor school that was like built like in a circle, and they didn't have heat or air or anything. So I remember it was wintertime for them, because we went in the summertime for us. So it was cold, but it wasn't like freezing. And I'm still friends with a lot of them on Facebook, so I still see them, see some. When I go on Facebook, I'll still see them on there. And yeah, come out, hey, can we take a picture with you? Like, okay. And run, and the next thing they just stampede out for me. Like, I never knew what that was like. You know what I'm saying? It was because in America, you just you Superman living on Krypton. Like, you just another, they ain't impressed by you. But when you go, when you leave the U.S., you become, bitches admire you because you can jump over a building in a single bound. They're like, oh my God. But in America, they're like, oh yeah, he done jumped over it. Why do you think Zeus stopped fucking with his own sister on Mount Olympus? For those y'all who know that shit, Zeus had to go off and you fuck with mortal bitches because they might be impressed by this shit. You know what I'm saying? Them bitches on Mount Olympus. See, that's why I say American women, they bored. They living on Mount Olympus. They bored. They see that shit all the time. It's not impressive to them. See, woman only acts right when somebody's better than them. See, they at an equal playing field now, really a higher playing field for real. But you go out of U.S. See now you Superman. You was Clark Kent in America. You leave America, you turn into Superman. All of a sudden you getting matches on Tinder, but bitches messaging you first. Oh yeah, she paid for my cab ride out to see her. Little girl I had down, little Vietnamese girl I had down there. Had a long conversation too. When I come in, there's a stripper pole installed, and there's like just all alcohol just set on the fucking table, and she had to pay. She paid for my taxi because I fucked up the currency and didn't have enough. And she said, "Oh, don't worry about it. I'll come pay." And she came downstairs, paid the taxi driver, fucked that night, did all her cocaine, drank her alcohol, and she had a butler who came over the next morning. I'd never seen that shit. Right in America, we don't do butlers and maids unless you like super rich. But out here, like I could have a cleaning woman here for $20 to do it. It's not a big, but in the U.S. that's like reserved for the wealthy for the most part. I mean, I think they have opened up some little services here and there, but for the most part, like the wealthy do that in the U.S. Like this, you know. But once you leave, it's more of a common, especially in Europe, it's more of a common thing. And not be wealthy. You just be all right. You know what I'm saying, and pay somebody to do it. But it was this dude, he was cleaning, and I remember I went back to bed. I said, "Hey, there's somebody out there." And she go, "Oh yeah, that's just my house cleaner. He's all right." His sister was the goddess of marriage. Word. That what happened to me when I went to Mexico because I was born in the U.S. Yeah, man. Yeah. When you leave the U.S., you be like, wait a minute, I can actually be desirable. You mean motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? It's a shock. But here's the thing, like, and if you talk to bitches about it, like, don't ever talk to them. See, because here's the thing. This is what I be trying to tell. This is why I tell people. I try to tell it to them as much as possible. It's like, see, when you talk to them, like, don't ever see. Women have no sense of empathy, right? They really truly don't, for real. Like, they don't. Like, they have to imitate it. Like I say, see, these things of, like, being loving and caring and empathetic. See, I meant to cover this article. Hang on. Where's this? Hang on. Let me see if I can find it. Hang on real quick. I think it was in here. Because I got this desktop, but y'all can't see it, but I got a desktop screen up behind me. I had a... Here it is, because I saved it. I'm in Microsoft Edge. I can't. How the fuck do you click bookmarks in Microsoft Edge? How do you even find this shit? Because I never use Edge. This is why don't nobody use Edge, Microsoft, because they ain't working. Or is my computer just locked up? Well, no, because Brave's working. Edge ain't even moving. 11. Hold on, here, we gonna do it in here. 11 guys reveal what they want. This is what we gonna do. What they want, you know. And here's the thing, like, women are so laughably bad at life. Women are so laughably bad at life, dude. Like, just apply the logic to it. Can y'all see that? Yeah, y'all can see that. Can y'all see that? Yeah. I stumbled on this because I stumbled on this on my PC. And they're so laughably bad, dude. It's like pathetically bad at life. Like I'm saying, like the only thing that gets women by is that they're just pretty, that they're just cute or pretty, or you want to fuck them. That's it. Like women literally have to go to school to learn how to be decent humans. And I can't stress this enough, man. They are not genuinely. So we'll go down this list real quick. And this list is literally characteristics of just being a decent fucking human. I'm not making this up. That's how pathetic they are. This is how pathetic, especially American women. Like watch, all these 11 things are going to be typical baseline things, so you can just become a shit that SpongeBob covers every fucking Thursday morning. Bitches still don't get it. They don't get it because they're terrible. Women are fucking awful creatures, dude. Like they're terrible. Like you have to work with her and build her up to be something decent, and they'll learn and they'll work alongside that. But on their own, they're fucking terrible. So these 11 signs, again, it's gonna be the characteristics of literally just being a decent fucking human. So here we go. Musical talent. Some guys like bitches who can just pick up a fucking flute. Just pick up a flute and just have something going on. But here we go. Intelligence. Men do not like dumb women. They're actually, men are pretty sick of them. Kindness. Be kind. Be honest. Have some sense of passion. Have some sense of humor. Be friendly. be optimistic. Have a calm demeanor. These are literally signs of just being a decent fucking human. Just being and they can't handle it. It's like, what? I actually have to care about somebody other than myself? Oh my God, I just can't deal with this. How can I chalk this up as a mental condition for men that want this? You know what? Let's just call these men needy. We just gonna call them needy. That's what we gonna call them. Yeah. They're fucking terrible, man. They're fucking awful. This list is literally. Oh, well, let's read 16 sexual turnoffs that men want you to stop doing. Written by some woman that don't know what the fuck she talking about, probably. 10, warmth, being unique. God, like, that is seriously, it's pathetic. Like, seriously, like, women, they literally spell out how pathetic they are. Because they're so pathetic, they can't even see it. It's unbelievable. Just be a decent. So what's this? 16 sexual turnoffs that men want you to stop doing. You lay there like a starfish. Yo, this is RBT today. Hey, thanks for the $5, man. Appreciate it. Can you upload 2 videos that got deleted from YouTube and upload them to BitChute? You did from Love After Lockup. Oh, I don't even have those videos anymore, man. Oh no, yeah, I highly doubt. Oh, no, I could probably download them if they got taken down. I ain't know they got taken down. Yeah, hey, first, thanks for the donation, RBT, appreciate it. And I'll look in. I'll try. I gotta look through my history of uploads to find it. But yeah, I'll try to upload them to BitChute. Well, not try. I can do it. Which I gotta make videos and I'm fucking behind on this shit. So yeah, hey, back to this. It says. Yeah, lay there like a starfish. You kiss a man with your lips closed. You dish on the drama in your life. You stop talking sexy. You bring your pet into the you bring your pet into the bed. That's just weird for anybody. You give aggressive hand jobs. Yeah. That's something. Now hookers are usually good. Hookers are great with hand jobs, but like women in the regular world don't understand that shit. They just grab it like it's a fucking like they opening a door or something. Like, you know what I'm saying? Damn, bitch. Fuck. But let a woman tell it. No, men don't know how to touch women. You expect pleasure one way. You use your teeth during a blowjob. You give him oral sex too fast. You give him hickeys. Yeah, nobody likes hickeys. You're impatient. You don't ask what he enjoys. Because most women don't care about what the guy enjoys. Until the man states it. So here's the thing. See, why I agree with 12, you don't ask what he enjoys. See, I would say a large part of this is more women don't see, because women do not like to initiate anything. Her whole job is to sit back and wait for the man to do something in life. That's literally her entire fucking purpose in life, is to sit back and wait for what man who's qualified to fuck her has to say or do. Now, if the guy just told her, and if she respects him, then she'll do it. But yeah, this is a big gray zone right here. You don't own your confidence. Well, because most women are confident. You stare at him. This shit right now is getting on my fucking nerves with me and my girl. Because she's so into my emotions and hoping she's not hoping I'm not mad at her and all this shit, that she just does this staring shit. Fucking, if any woman's watching this, do not stare at your, if any woman's watching this right now, Do not stare at your man. Don't do it. I fucking hate that shit. All it's gonna do is make him even more mad because now you watching him. You worry that he isn't orgasming. You don't put any effort into your appearance. Yeah. Yeah. Well, and the big elephant in the room with this is that some turnoffs is the fact that she's just being her. Like, you gonna get tired of fucking her. That's the other part of. That's the big elephant in the room that women just can't handle. Most women just have a hard time handling hearing that shit like up front. And so that's why a lot of guys just go cheat, because they know the woman just can't handle it. Right? Because she'll cheat on you and not tell you. But she can't handle hearing that. I'm sick, ate some bad food. I asked a traveling nurse for 25 plus years the advice on consistent vomiting and upper stomach pain. She told me go to the ER for severe muscle fracture. All I needed. Yeah, that's a little weird. Facts. Men ask for few basic traits. Oh, there's something wrong with us. Yeah. Have you been hanging out with viewers when they come to Prague? Yeah. Totally. Elliot, yeah. If you come, if you come to Prague, we can definitely hang out. I just feel kind of bad for when some people do come to Prague, because I'm like a lot of times I'll be the only person they know, and I ain't just like running around all day, and I'm not a great tour guide. Nobody likes being a tour guide, man. That's why you got to pay people to be a tour guide, because nobody likes to do it. Unless if my dad was to come, I'd show him around. But even then, I'd be like a little off, because I never did the tour guide thing. Never did it. Not once. Let me say it back. I did because the school wanted to take us out, so I went with them and walked around with them. But like me on my own in the world, no, I've never done it. I've never done the tour guide thing. I've never done that. Nobody likes doing that. Maybe if it's like a one-off type of thing, but like nobody likes doing that shit, man. That's why you got to pay people to do it. Sneaky link. I don't know what that means. But yeah, man. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, and to stream off with that. Because the 11 traits that men want in a woman, like literally just be decent. Just literally, like being a decent human is so difficult for them. Like that is a challenge for them. Like, is brutal. Like, was because back to when we was watching Back to the Future, I was showing my girl how the Leah Thompson character, she was Marty McFly's mom, and you really got to see her true nature in that, man. And like, but pay attention. She's not in it a lot, but she's in it enough. Like, if you skip to her scenes or skip the scenes where they got to deal with her behind her back and all that shit like that, like, and really look at it, like yo, like what the fuck. The only time she act like she had any sense or any sense of caring or respect was when she was chasing after Marty, because she wanted to fuck Marty. You see what I'm saying? And here's the thing. Marty didn't give a fuck about her. Marty was like, I'm not trying to fuck you. The bitch was stalking him. You know what I'm saying? The only time a woman is going to act decent is when it's beaten out of her. Life has to beat it out of her, dude. Like, there is never been a scenario where a woman was being treated well, being treated worship. Okay, let's just say there's never been a scenario where a woman was being treated well and she was continuously content and happy with it and worked with it. Never happens. It doesn't happen where she's continuously happy with it. She's going to get bored, frustrated, and mad, and she wants to be. She can't handle it. She can't handle it. What the only one like this, and I say this in videos all the time. Woman's core. What makes woman's core happiness is to be miserable. That's her happiness. That is her happy zone. All this Instagram shit of posing, this perfect life and all this shit. Now bitches pose on. I seen on Instagram they posing talking about the Putin thing now. Look, woman's happiness is in being miserable, dude. That's it. Woman's brain is not made to handle success. It's not. It's not. Go watch Marty McFly shit. Back to the Future. The only time, and I told my girl this, the only time that whole movie, the only time she acted like she had some sense was when something was beating it out of her. All right. The only time that woman had sense was when something in life. It's a movie, but it's still the whole truth. Because the reality of how it all played out. The only guy who she act like she had some sense with was the guy who didn't want her. Right? That's the only man that's the only man in the whole movie that she act like she legitimately had sense to be with. Or to have sense to be around was the man or men who didn't want her. Right? Cause the dad wanted her. He was actually trying to get coaching from Marty. Well, how do I get her? What do I do? Blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? She didn't even notice him. And then Biff, I like Biff. She ain't want because Biff was just a bully, and she ain't like Biff because Biff was. If Biff had to try to play it cool, she probably would have been sucking Biff's dick in a few days. But Biff was just too much on her, so she couldn't. Here's the thing: Biff liked her too much. Biff was the school bully. But here's the thing: Biff was one of them alpha betas, right? Meaning Biff was an alpha in the social standing, but as soon as he seen that woman, he just put too much attention on her, right? But catch this part: he put so much attention on her that it didn't give her the chance to follow him. She didn't have the chance to sit down and think and then go follow him. He was just throwing it on her. So he was the alpha in that world, but mentally he became the beta. You see what I'm saying? So, but in that movie, the only reason why Marty McFly's mom treated his dad like she had some sense was the fact that she was getting her ass raped in that car. Now all of a sudden, now anybody come in there, she'll love whoever comes save her, fix it and save her problem. But for that time, she come in, yeah. That's the only reason why she did it. That she'll respect him. Because she was married to him in the beginning of the movie, but she ain't respect him. He was a pushover chump and all that. You know what I'm saying? She clearly didn't respect him. Yeah. But now Biff is a great character study for RedPill. Biff is a great character study for RedPill. For RedPill motherfuckers who think it's all about height and weight and looking like a dominant male and all that and this and that and being able to beat up other guys. Biff is a great case study because Biff was the alpha. But when he got around, he threw too much alpha on her to the point where she couldn't even sit back to think how because she would have followed him. All right, she would have been sucking his dick. It wouldn't took long. It wouldn't have took too long. She would have followed, but he threw it on way too thick. He was under hugging the bitch like you'll know it, chick, but you like me and all this. But he was incidentally putting her in the lead by chasing her that hard to where she now has to think and stand up for herself and say no. So now she's the leader, and that ain't gonna never work out unless what would have happened in reality? He was gonna rape her in that car. And see that's and if I had to guess, that's how a lot of rapists start too, with some shit like that. I say it's a common case. And then, just like how I said earlier, the only reason she respected Marty's dad is because she was in that car getting ready to get raped. All right? Because if that hadn't happened and Marty McFly's dad just came to her and said, hey, I like you, she would look at, well, what's that gonna do? I don't, because you like me, I don't care about that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I was telling my girl. See, women in the world get by just because of what they want in life. You see what I'm saying? Like, motherfuckers care about what a woman wants. But see, don't nobody care about what a man wants. Marty McFly's dad could have gave, both of them dudes was coming up to the bitch saying, hey, I want you. Well, what's that supposed to mean? See, as a man to get love and all that, see, you got to be strategic about it. You still might fuck it up, but you got to be strategic about it. But when a woman wants something, oh, well, that's just it. Nobody's going to question that. She can do whatever she wants. Nobody cares. You know, she's fine. I'm behind on comments. It ain't uploading. Here we go. If Biff just be cooled out, yeah. Yes, Dad, yeah. I gotta watch the movie later. It's been a minute since I watched it. Yeah, it still holds up pretty well. But yeah, those scenes with the mom, with what's her name, Lena. I always thought she was cute. The Lena, the whoever played his mom in it, Leah Thompson. That's her name, Leah Thompson. She's old now though. I'm pretty sure. Well, she's old. She's much older. But I always liked her. I always thought she was pretty cute. Just in a weird way, because she's not sexy. Like her and who played, what's that woman's name? Who she was in Forrest Gump, and she plays Spider-Man's Aunt May. Not Marissa Tomei, but the Amazing Spider-Man. I can't think of her name, but she was in Smokey and the Bandit too. I always thought, fuck, I just had her name. What was her name? Let me get off here in a minute. Who played Aunt May in Amazing Spider-Man? I always liked her too. Sally Field. I always loved Sally Field, man. I always loved her. She's like Sally Field and Leah Thompson. Both of those are the two, like, to me, like, they're not sexy, but they're just like really cute in their own way, kind of thing for me. Hollywood and RedPill. Yeah, oh yeah. A lot of anime female behavior is pretty accurate. Anime and video games have loads of examples being RedPill. Word. And we're off here, man. It's 9:52. So I'm going to catch y'all later, man. I'm going to get off here. It's getting late. So I'm going to catch y'all later. Thanks for the tips and the chats and the donations and commenting and clicking and all that. Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it. I'm gonna start playing video games on live streams too. I'm just gonna make another YouTube channel for like video, because I lost my Red Pills Travel password. I'm gonna make just a gaming YouTube channel, because Twitch is ridiculous. So I'm just gonna do a gaming. Oh, you lived in Prague. Oh, word, that's cool, Elliot. But yeah. Come on, man. So you already know where you at. You already know what to do and shit. So yeah. But yeah, I'm off here, man. So I'll catch you on the flippy flip, man. I'm out.